Hello, everybody, and welcome back, finally, to play a little bit of Mork Borg. Tonight we're going to be playing Treasures of the Troll King by my friend Chris Bissette at Pangalactic on Twitter. Just finished a Kickstarter on this module, actually. Did it very successful, but you can go there and pre-order it if you would like to have a copy of your own. He was very gracious and gave me a copy of this to run for you all tonight, so thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. I think with that said, we're going to just go around real quick and just introduce ourselves to everybody in case they don't know who we are. I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, these are fantastic people. But let's start in the upper left corner of my overlay, which would be Savvy.
That's me. Hi, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter. And I'll say who I'm playing tonight. I
Sure.
am playing Katla, the Fanged Deserter,
Ooh.
whose best friends are her teeth and a skull she carries around and talks to.
Wonderful. How about Duval?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Good evening, or if you're somewhere else in the world, morning or whatever. I'm Jacob Duval, King Jacob on the interwebs. Duval to some, Jacob to others. I use him pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing Soulbond for now. The heretical priest who has one hit point, and he's old, and it's gonna be a good time.
I can't wait. Val, would you like to go next?
Hello, everyone. I'm Val, the Kraken's Crown, on Twitter and Twitch. And tonight I will be playing Graft, the Esoteric Hermit.
I love esoteric hermits. I think they're such cool characters. Nathan, not certainly least, but last in this case.
What's happening, everybody? I'm Nathan. I use he/him pronouns, and tonight I'm going to be playing Vagal. He uses he/him pronouns as well, and he is also a heretical priest.
Wonderful. So we decided before our little game the night started that the goal of this was these four, I don't want to call them heroes, obviously, maybe anti-heroes, maybe worse than that, needed a way out of prison. So they sort of sold their souls to a man named Bing. And Bing promised them freedom so long as he was able to retrieve 100 silver pieces in return for each of them. So we're going to find our group together now in an inn. And what shall we call this inn we're all staying at tonight?
Post-apocalyptica. You know what? No, since we were making fun of Dragonlance earlier. I would like to pitch the whiskey business.
The whiskey business. Interesting. I like it. So here at the whiskey business, we find ourselves one last time before we decide to go off and try to seek our fortunes. So let me have everybody now, and we'll go one by one. How about the order that we introduced ourselves in? And I want you to pick me a number between 1 and 8. And what this is going to do is tell us what you have learned about the place that you're going to go this evening. Whether it's true or not, it's hard to tell. Savvy, let you pick our first number for the evening?
4.
4. There's rumors that angels, fallen and bloodied, are now seeking passage to the surface from underneath Galgenbeck. Who did we learn this information from, Savvy?
Oh, man. Think we probably overhear it from I think we overhear it from a priest who is outside ranting on the street corner.
That sounds very, very likely.
They're everywhere. Can't do anything with it. Can't swing a dead cat without hitting a priest.
Right.
So many priests.
But there's only a few true callings. You must understand that.
1, 2.
Duval, would you like to pick our next number?
Sure, I rolled a 3.
A 3. It is told that the gate will seal itself shut, and it can only be opened when smeared with troll's blood if trying to exit Niduk, the Troll King's lair. Where did we hear this information from, or who did we hear it from?
I would argue that maybe in a few days ago, as he's searching through some ruins, a previous endeavor, just a bit of light storytelling, little riff-raff chatter, and gentleman by the let's call him Joe, because everyone needs a Joe.
Everybody needs a Joe, right? And before I get ahead of myself, I apologize. Sabby, can I run back to you real quick, and you can kind of just maybe give a description? Like, if the camera was on you, what would we see of Katla?
Oh gosh, Katla is huge. I think is the is the best word. She's huge and muscly and always just a little bit covered in blood. And she's sitting at the bar, knocking back drinks, and she's got a skull that is just sitting there, sort of on almost like it would be like sitting in the place next to her at the bar, and she's just talking to it like it's totally normal.
Well, in this world, it may very well be. Duval, would you like to do the same for me?
Sure. Yeah. So, Ben is a like kind of a fairly short, stout, kind of that classic dome, white hair, only on the back, nothing ever anywhere else. Large, kind of bushy, braided beard, kind of down to around his middle. And he's like the outerwear is very like bulky as. He's wearing these like purple, dirty like priest robes, hiding underneath a large splint mail, kind of like a reverse like bulletproof vest. And he has with him a very gaunt-looking, vicious German Shepherd.
Does the shepherd have a name?
The Shepherd does have a name, Booby.
Booby. Okay.
Boomy.
Oh, they said Booby. I think Booby would have been a hell of a lot funnier, though.
Yep, Booby it is.
Booby it is. Okay. That's going to bring us to Val. Would you like to give me a number between 1 and 8? Not 3 or 4. And then give me a description.
1.
1. The entire place is sinking into the ground, and the floors cannot be trusted. Who did we learn this information from? And maybe give us a quick description of your character, please.
We're all pretty. I think we murdered somebody on the way here, or shortly before, and they just sputtered it with their last dying breath, just prophecy.
I like it. Perfect. And what do we see when we see Graft?
Graft is just a dirty old person. I was kind of imagining Willie Nelson, but dirtier. Just old, scraggly hair. It's like braided, like loose braids. Wears like oversized like cloak that really kind of hides his very thin frame. And he also he's a bard of the Undying, so he has a harp which he kind of plays in like a guitar. And it's all rusted and old. It's very out of tune.
That's amazing. Nathan, would you like to give us our last truth?
Yep.
Or
number 7.
Falsity, I suppose we'll say.
No,
just
these
in
are all
case.
truths. What are you talking about?
Okay. A seer that was banished by the Shadow King for heresy fled here. She aims to bring Niduk back to Galgenbeck for vengeance. Who did we hear this from?
I think in our cell with us last night was another treasure hunter who was maybe given this same mission. Now that we think about it, they did not say what their mission was, but they came back bloody and raving of madness, and they sat in the cell with us, or maybe in the cell across from us, ranting and raving all night. And some of the words they spoke were just that.
Wonderful.
Vagel is very tall. You would think probably average body size, but probably 6'7", 6'8". Wears formal wear. But imagine taking 20 different tuxes, dresses, anything you can find, the material, and then sewing them together to make his formal wear. So it's all different colors and all different... It's just a mismatch. It's dirty. He actually smells chemically, and it's unsure how or why that is. But he rants and raves about whatever faith he deems possible at any point in time. So he'll talk to one person about the great old one. He'll talk to the next person about the quiet one that watches. Things like that. He is fanatical in his faith, but his faith to who, you don't know.
Okay. So you all have learned these truths and or falsehoods. Sitting at this table, is there anything you all would like to talk about before we head off for the evening and start our trip below ground?
So like Felvin has like this like his left eye is like super clouded over, clearly suffering from cataracts, and looks like if you look at the other one, it looks like it's not too far away from the same fate. So he's kind of feeling around, making sure he's got all his supplies. So I was wondering if perhaps we need to do a bit of praying before we head out into the evening. You know, not for believing really any old shit particularly, just for a little bit of peace of mind. I don't know how you feel about that, Vagel.
Why, my good sir, I've not stopped praying since we arrived. How do you pray? I don't understand. Although it may be hard to bring around Katla from her discussion with her friend. Yes, friend?
Kind of just look over and study it her way.
Why you are all staring at me?
No, not staring, just admiring.
I actually don't know where this one's looking at right now.
And Graft?
I'm not really sure about the praying part, but
Katla does not pray.
No prayer?
Are we gonna cook the dog at any point? I'm getting hungry.
Oh no, he's gonna tear your throat out if you try that. That's probably not a smart move.
But so you're just gonna let him walk around then? That seems like a waste of perfectly good dog.
I've had
Quite
dog.
the protector.
It's good.
All right, just keep drinking then.
Don't drink too much. We can't afford too much. I mean, you know.
Oh, I got 74 silver. What you got?
Yes, but how many do you need to buy your soul back?
You know, we're close.
Close? Close?
I could bite the bartender's throat out, then we do not have to pay.
Yes, that is a plan.
But then we can't come back.
That's not a good plan.
This is true. I will not today.
Today. Yeah, let's keep it on the list. Keep
Right.
the list.
Tomorrow then.
Yeah,
Yeah, tomorrow.
I believe they call that escalation.
That's a big
If you
word
are
for
hungry though, Graft, you could
Yeah.
try.
I'll think on it.
I like this. Thinking group. Drinking and a praying group.
Yeah. Anyone got I don't know, I've never been here before. Any nearby pyro supplies? I'm getting
yes.
kind of an itch.
What do we need for this little venture we find ourselves on?
It's a good question.
I have everything I need. Pat's the femur that she uses as a weapon.
Oh, yeah, that could probably knock somebody's block off.
If it does, I'll carry it with me too.
But what if it was on fire? How fucking cool would that be?
The femur.
Right. And then you
That
know,
would be cool.
right. So back to my original point.
Can you pray for fire? Can you make that happen?
Not exactly. It's one of those it's like a 3-step process. I'll reach underneath my cloak and I'll take out one of what essentially is a Molotov cocktail.
Oh, prayers answered. Yes, I see. Yes.
But we could use a couple more of these.
So first you waste the dog, and now you're wasting the alcohol. I'm a little confused.
It
Oh,
is a priest.
your
and I would not
priorities
ask
seem-
them to explain.
Oh no, this isn't alcohol. This is pure gas, my friend. I wouldn't.
Alright, fair.
I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't waste that. I'm not.
I mean, have you tried drinking gasoline before? I mean, that's about the best drunk that I think I've ever had.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
So I see why you're here, Felvin. I see you. You have food and drink with you. That's very good. Very smart of you. Food and drink on the go. Oh.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what's underneath these robes.
No. Okay.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
So Josh, I'm essentially wondering if there are any like supply thingies that we could pick up while we're in town.
If there's something that you would really like to have, just go ahead and throw it on the character sheet. I'm not concerned about role-playing looking for a store currently.
But then we could talk to the
Lord.
shopkeeper for 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, we look at what we have here, and I suddenly have 3.
We will figure them out as we go.
Indeed.
I have 95 silver. What if I just ruin the entire game by killing one of you and taking your money?
Roll
Plan
credits.
C.
I
Plan
only
C.
need 5 more.
And scene.
I only have 4, so you got to kill somebody else. Sorry.
Can I just sell my femur? Don't have to go.
Yeah, Josh. What's the economy situation?
I don't know what kind of coins you all have, so.
Oh yeah. So I have 57 silver.
74 silver.
Well, I'm the poorest in this group, which checks out, I think. I've got 50.
All right, Willie.
Just say if there's something at the equipment shop or something like that you all would like to pick up before we go down to the next thing, like a shield or, whatever.
More explosives.
You're more than welcome to go and add it and subtract your silver from that.
That would be smart. I'm not going to, but that would be smart.
Okay.
Gatla does not need a shield.
Just calling it out, I have a shield.
My body is my shield.
I have a shield. Boobies got me taken care of.
Okay.
Ain't that right, girl?
You name your meals?
Not particularly.
That's what I was saying. Again, seems like a waste.
Fine meal, dog.
Oh man, I feel like I'm kind of what do they used to call him, quartermaster. Got all the supplies and shit, including my dog.
That's a great job to have. Yes.
You don't eat your supplies. I mean, unless
don't?
it's
You will allow the
rations.
dog to prove itself in battle.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hopefully we don't need to battle anything though. That would be most disadvantageous for my situation. I'm not really good at running.
It's all right. I will protect you
I-
to a
I-
point.
All right. I hope I never have to find out what the fuck that means.
I think she was referring to her teeth, to a point.
Oh yeah, that's mighty. That looks painful. Is that how you gained the femur?
Yes.
Did you see the teeth marks on it?
I wasn't really looking. I wasn't
Look.
trying to get all that close. Nah, I'm good.
Would you like to see it?
Nope, definitely not. I'm good with my imagination.
That's what most people say.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So, Graft, how did you wind up in our little situation? This rendezvous, this fellowship, if you will.
Last thing I remember, I found some, I'll just say some pretty choice herb, and smoked that. Don't really remember much after it. Just woke up with y'all.
What's
Yes.
that?
You'll have to clue me in on what happened there.
A blessing from the true one. Yes.
I mean, maybe that's where that gas problem came in.
Could have been.
Yeah, that's drugs are bad, okay?
Not in my experience.
Speaking of that, shall we do a toast to our good fortune shortly after a quick prayer, of course. And I'm sure we have some really shitty grog-looking fucking ale. And I'll kind of just, to us, whatever the fuck that means.
That's a prayer I can remember.
Short and sweet. I ain't got time for the rest of that bullshit,
Okay, so you see your group clinking glasses together, and for the last time this evening, spend a restful, quiet night before heading out the next day. And I think just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and roll to see if we obtain a misery today.
Ooh, what that mean?
Oh shit, we do. I rolled a 1 on a d20. Okay, so let's find out from the calendar.
I know what really happened during that weed-induced smoke.
So I'm going to read off what our psalm is for the day, and then as a group, we're going to decide how this is going to affect our game this evening. Okay, I rolled a 35. Then shall come rain unending, and the day shall be made night by its coming.
Well, I couldn't see shit already, so what's less than shit?
So I'm just imagining just this torrential rain, and the clouds are so thick and heavy and gray in the sky that it's almost blotting the sun out at this point. It's almost like an eclipse that's just washed over the earth at this point. Unless somebody else has something better to add.
Cool with that.
Now, Bagel would just look outside and see how bad it is and go, "The Lady of Storms blesses us. Ah, what a fortuitous event."
Yeah, we definitely look at things very differently.
Leans over to Katla. Bunch of weirdos in this group.
You're telling me. I was telling Britta the same thing. Thanks to the skull that's sitting on the table. Strange.
Okay, so we are departing for the sewers, which I'm sure this torrential rain is not going to make any less worse to traverse at this point.
This maybe smell a little bit better. The scent of rain to overpower the sewage.
Bagel most distinctly is like very carefully stepping around puddles, even though it is a torrential downpour. He will look down at puddles, no, and kind of slowly ease around them, and then half the time he's dancing, like waltzing down the middle of the street in the mud. You never know what he's gonna do. Look at this rain. It washes everything away.
I kick some water at him.
Sorry, there's a dog that's barking in the background, so I'm trying to mute.
It's my dog. Yeah, he doesn't like you.
Try not to eat it.
Well, I don't know why he doesn't like me. I've talked to him. I've yelled at him. I've tried to chase him around with a stick.
Yep.
Those are things you're supposed to do with dogs, correct?
Yeah, except for like me. He hates literally everybody else. So you're just making it worse.
So it's not me, it's him. I've heard that before.
Yeah. Oh, on dates.
Yeah. Well, when I used to have them, yes.
Before celibacy.
Is forced. Never mind.
That ancient rite.
No. What? We are so different.
Wow. Yeah. That's an understatement.
Graf, do you not like the rain?
Graft, as soon as they walked out into the rain, just like shrunk as all their clothes just like stuck to their very skeletal frame, and just looks miserable. Says, "Oh no, I like the rain. It's nice. It's calm. Helps me really contemplate my. No, I hate it. It's terrible. Can we just get going, please?"
Oh man, that was a walk. I was,
Yeah.
the twists and turns.
Yeah, you had me in the first half. Yeah.
Our young people just don't appreciate getting places quick, getting things over with. Gotta move on. Don't have much time left.
Got one of your shows coming on yet?
Got canceled.
Hate to see it.
All right. So we have brought ourselves pushing forward to the sewers, and we'll sort of like move from the streets down underground. This city is sort of a city that's been built upon a ruin of itself. So the land is twisted and broken, and the sewers themselves sort of replicate that in a way. But the way you find yourselves down there, it's a almost cylindrical sort of tunnel that you have found yourselves in at this point. It's maybe 7 foot tall at its highest point. I don't know if maybe Catla might be kind of more hunched over and pressed against the walls. It's wide enough for one person to maybe pass one another as they go through, except again, maybe for Catla, it might be a little bit too wide of berth to get around. But it is pitch black. Is there somebody that's lighting the way somehow?
Oh, that would have been helpful, wouldn't it have?
Yeah, I mean, it looks this way for me pretty much regardless, so kind of comfortable.
And also say you are in the sewers, so you have probably a good 2 foot point at this rate with the rain that's sort of come down and flooded the areas. It's just a river of literal shit just flowing down this tunnel. And you just see like scraps of things floating by, and once in a while something gets pulled under the surface suddenly and disappears. So you have a feeling that maybe there's something that's sort of lurking underneath the surface at this point, but nothing that's giving you personal harm.
The thing I can't see. Can't get scared.
Graft, surely you have a light, correct? You seem the person that would hold a light on you.
I usually do. All I've got right now, though, is this strip of metal that makes a very bright light for a short amount of time when you burn it. Depends on how far we're going. I have a magnesium strip. Just randomly started with that.
Nice.
I would say hold off on that. I would think, yes.
You sure? If you really want to see where we're at right now, it's a river of shit. It's moving around us.
Yeah, I can smell that.
I don't smell anything. I don't understand.
That doesn't sound good.
What about you, Katya, was it?
Atla.
Katla, yeah, that's right. How you feeling?
Wet.
Oh, I mean, since that was about 30 minutes, 30, 15, 10, 15, 5 minutes ago.
You're not very good at counting.
I skipped ahead for the
Yeah,
purposes
there's numbers
of,
in between there.
I very much recognize that. I was not a countdown.
I'm just going to keep following the wall.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay.
And shall we follow you?
Yes.
Yeah. Keep that.
Sorry, that wasn't I did not mean that as a question. We are following you.
Yeah, you need to work on your inflections the way that
Yes.
I clearly need to work on counting. I'm kind of come right behind.
Okay. So Katla leads our
Right in
group
front of me.
down this disgusting, twisted tunnel system. And you follow this for, seems like several hundred yards at this point, until you finally come to an area that sort of opens up larger, almost like a dome-like structure, and the walls are cracked and broken in their brickwork. But at the very top, you see that there's just maybe a foot-wide opening, and even though it's almost dark on the surface above, you can actually see a little bit of the light that's left coming down through it and sort of making like a small illumination in the center of the room. And what you see in the center of this room seems to be a pile of metal that's just covered in feces and dirt and muck. And also from this tunnel above, you see just small little rivulets of water that seem to drain down into this area.
Anyone know what that is?
What is?
That. With the light and. Small bits of metal, right there. Metal together. Hole.
Craft, is it the same as your metal?
Hold on. Craft will shamble or sludge
Okay.
forward to it.
So you slodge through this waste, and as you're drawing closer to the pile, you hear a ting, ting, ting from above you. And as you watch, you see a solitary coin fall down from above and land in this pile, almost like on its edge, and just slaps into this mess of metal and human waste. You clearly see a silver coin sitting in front of you.
Well, that's lucky.
It appears our prayers are answered.
So maybe we just sit here for the next, 3 days. We'll have enough.
Yes.
Kraft goes over to the pile and to look up to see where the coins are coming from.
Sure. So you look up and you see it's at least 200 feet up, in just like a pinprick of light above you. Clearly, the sky is above the city itself. So this tunnel goes clear up to the surface, at least.
I can't climb that.
Maybe it's some sort of, we underneath some sort of, really cool wishing fountain.
I don't know this town very well.
Man, makes me think of last time we had malls. Good times.
Kraft does pick up the silver coin, cleans it off.
Okay. So you take a look at it, and it is clearly a plain silver coin.
51.
Oh, I'm on the way up.
So
Almost there.
you take this coin into your hand and take a look at it. And suddenly, you sort
we
of
go.
stand still, and the rest of you watch as Graft's eyes glaze over. Graft, what you see is a twisted skeletal figure in the middle of a graveyard, and all around him is just fires erupting from the ground, just consuming everything around it. And you have this feeling of just vengeance and anger that boils from within you. And suddenly you realize that the person who's associated with this coin is from Galgenbeck themselves. They're a younger person, maybe in their mid-20s, but they have this amazingly strong desire to burn this lich's graveyard to the ground. Something has angered them beyond all belief. And there's nothing they want more, or desire, or wish for in this world than to see its demise. Suddenly, the image snaps from your head, and you all watch as Gript sort of snaps back into reality for a moment.
I swear I don't think I smoked anything this morning, but that hit me real hard.
That like some special drug coin.
Are you sure it's not the fecal matter about you?
Could be. Takes a step back. Just got strangest feeling. Saw a skeleton thing, fire, graveyard. Somebody really angry at it.
Oh man.
Do you see this often when you pick up money?
No, well, no, I don't think so. Huh. You said I got the impression of the name, the Galgenbeck.
You know that they were from Galgenbeck.
They were from Galgenbeck.
You don't really you don't know their name per se, but they have this desire, this want. As you sort of reflect more and more upon this, you realize that you hold in your hand someone else's wish. And now it feels like it is now tied to you.
I think I gotta make someone's wish come true.
Oh man, that's pretty powerful.
You sort of come to that realization in front of you, and as you look down at this massive pile of coins, you see hundreds of wishes laying in the dirt and muck and shit strewn upon you.
This is probably gonna have a consequence for me to pick up. I probably wouldn't recommend picking up any of the others. Unless you also want to make... We're going to have to go kill a lich, I guess, when we're done with this.
Oh.
This does not sound negative to me.
I don't know if I put it back, if this would stop.
Doubtful.
Yeah. Probably some sort of attunement once you picked it up.
Well, it wouldn't hurt me to pick it up again. Well, you know, I'm just going to try it.
Yeah.
Stick it back down. See if the feeling goes away.
So you lean down and press the coin back into the muck. And the feeling does not pass.
I'm just going to keep it then.
Okay. So pocket that 1 silver piece.
You know, though, it's unlikely that one would be able to resolve hundreds of wishes. That's just, I would assume, a bit of a, how would I put it? Inferior. We don't have enough time for that, you know? We almost die every day. So there is possibility that it's like 100 liches. And it's like, I don't know. I don't think that we can do that. We don't got the powers for that. It's just me, us, and my dog. So gonna have to decline.
Yeah, I think we need to find another source of income down here.
Man, I really want to see how many. I really want to pick all of them up. All right, let's go before I change my mind.
Okay. Anybody else want to grab a coin?
Fago picks up a coin.
Wish.
You're going to go pick a coin up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, Vagel kind of is standing there, and I think he has his eyes just on the coin. Can't really keep his eyes off of him. And he just says, "Lesser faith," and walks straight out there to him. And I think he actually grabs a handful. Let's make this real bad.
Okay. Let me roll here. I rolled the first one already, so.
Be gentle. Maybe.
Have you met Josh?
Maybe.
Okay. So you grab up one of these coins and place it dead in the center of your hand, and maybe use your thumb to sort of push some of the disgusting matter off of it as you look at the face of this. And like Grift, your eyes sort of flash back, and you get a scene ahead of you. A person from the wasteland, from far, far away from here. Someone who has long since passed from this realm. But you see this twisted figure just kneeling almost in worship at the foot of the basilisk's statue, this twin-headed creature. You just the want to free themselves from this world has just overwhelmed them, and while you feel that they have succeeded in doing that task, their wish was ungranted by some being, perhaps, and you feel like you need to replicate this to let them know and take this coin to this area and to see this wish through to its finality.
So funny enough, Bagel has been hunted by the two-headed basilisks of the one true faith for a long time. And so I think he sinks down in the muck and mire and feces and whatever it is, and he just goes stark white for a few seconds, and I think he turns around and starts walking back. He doesn't even really make a sound as he joins the group, and he tries to release. He tries to let go of the coin. Like if anyone would see his hand is twitching like he is trying to physically let go of the coin, and he can't, and it ends up sliding into one of his front pockets. But he looks at you all and goes, so, faiths are tested, as I stated earlier, and it seems that, well, I have been sent on a task as well. Not enjoyable by any means. Do not like such a task, but a task we shall be given. It is amazing how the faiths work.
Well,
You gotta kill another lich.
I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe. It's something with the two-headed basilisks. They have hunted my. Well, they disagree with me. They don't hunt me. I'm sure if we were to sit down and have a meal, we could talk it over very quickly. But alas, they do not want to sit down, and I don't want to be caught. So I shall keep running, and they shall keep chasing me. Very little chase it is.
Well, it seems we have something in common.
You'd like to run as well?
No, but I'm being hunted by them too.
Oh, brother.
Yep.
So, where should we go now?
What's the good thing about a hex crawl is we just pass to the next area. But on the way to our next scene, as you all are passing through this area, down another tunnel, much like the one that you left behind, you noticed from cracks between the stones these almost blood-red, thorny-looking roses that just sprout from the earthenwork themselves. Very out of place, out of the ordinary, obviously, with no sun and no real water, it appears to be, giving them nourishment. But quite beautiful.
Well, they got plenty of fertilizer, I suppose.
Why, these are the plants of the guided hand. Why should they be down here?
Plants of the what now?
One of the many faiths that I endeavor to enlighten myself with. They're called the guided hand. Their hand guides along the world and makes the things as they see fit. These are just another entity of the guided hand.
You want to grab one then?
Now. You know what? Another test of faith, so you will. Well, I think I will. God, can I
Have at
squeeze
it.
through? Can I squeeze by you real quick? Thank you.
It's fine, but I do not think it is a good idea to keep touching everything.
I won't touch you, I promise.
That is, see, we were talking about math earlier. Everything includes all of the stuff. So.
By the way, Katha, I wanted to return the silver coin that I owed you. You gave that to me some time ago. I realized I owed you that. I now happen to have one here. And he tries to hand it to you. Remember that one I owed you. I would like to pay that back now. No, I don't.
This feels like a trick.
No. This coin will be yours.
Is this the shit coin?
Aren't they all?
Define. Yes, define. I wiped it down. It is very clean now.
I do not want your strange vision coin.
But
I have enough wishes of my own.
okay,
that's
but
deep
it's
as
here
fuck.
whenever you want it.
I do not want it.
Okay, it'll be right here, just waiting for you. Once again, kind of puts it in his pocket. So these flowers, what are they?
Are you asking me or asking everyone else?
I'm asking. I think he's talking out loud
Okay.
because now he's nervous, and so he walks up to these things and tries to look at them. What do they appear to be?
They appear to be just simple roses. They have.
I'll take a
I
dozen.
mean, they're thorny. They have these blood red flowers to them. You want to pick them?
Yes.
Okay. You
Yes, I do.
you delicately, I would assume, with all the thorns on them.
So I actually have a toolbox, and in my toolbox are a set of tongs. And so anyone who notices will see him kind of reach around into it. Oh, smoke! Into his back pouch, pull out this small set of tongs, and he will quietly reach out and kind of grab one and hold it. See if he can basically pluck it from there.
Okay. You reach out and pluck one of these roses from it, and you see the rest of the stem just sort of disintegrates into ash back into the wall. Some of them curl back and turn gray and then black, as though they have like necroticize right in front of your eyes before falling into the dirt below.
Yeah, I think he turns around to you and goes, "See?
You killed him. You killed him.
Well, the guided hand gives, and the guided hand smacks away."
No, that was disintegration, actually.
I don't. What is? Okay. You don't want the flower, and he hands out the flower to you.
You know what? Goes good with my purple. I'm kind of plucking into like a pocket.
Okay.
So I guess we just need to pick 100 more.
Why?
Well, I mean, do you want to walk by them?
I mean,
Yes.
what's stopping us?
Oh, well, be my guest.
After you.
Oh, me first?
Look at that collar.
Oh,
You all do remember we are here for money, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's what we're here for. Right,
I
buddy.
thought it was friends we made along the way, but money will do.
I'm going to keep going now.
Okay.
Keep that femur sharp. Wait, unless it's a bludgeoning object, then keep it not.
It is meant to be blunt.
There we
Sharp
go.
is what the teeth are for.
Just like you. Both of those things.
So Katla begrudgingly pushes past. Just sort of like you just sort of turn your shoulder and walk past these sprouted roses. And before you realize that you're on the other side of them, it can continue freely down.
Nothing to be afraid of. Here we go. I'll go next. I think Vagel will act confident, but he is completely not confident.
Okay.
And if you were to see him from the front, you see his eyes keep darting to the flowers as he imagines every little motion they make is going to, I don't know, reach out and grab him, I guess.
Okay. So in maybe a terror face, you're sort of inching your way through this
absolutely.
mess.
Yeah.
But without any sort of injury or to yourself, you make
now.
it fine on the other side.
Just have faith.
Philip's just shaking his head. This is not really what we teach, but all right.
We are so different.
Yeah. How many
I'll
guys
let
do you
y'all talk
use?
that out. I'm just going to get going through here. Pulls up his cowl. Starts shuffling through.
Alrighty. So you all just sort of just passing this area on and leaving it behind you. Okay. So you leave the roses behind you and press further deeper into the veins of this sewer system beneath the city. You find yourself once more in a almost vaulted room. The ceiling's so high that you can't see them. Your light doesn't reach the tops of them. But high above you, it's almost as if you hear a chittering sound all around above your heads. Like thousands of insects just moving around. On the walls all around you, you see a menagerie of graffiti and inscriptions, some in strange shapes, others looping scripts just sort of scratched into the walls. Given the blandness of the tunnels so far, it's almost beautiful to see some color down here finally. To the west, you see what seems to be a locked grate that seems to be rusted over, unmoving. And as you look further north as this tunnel that you're in continues, you see that it dead ends ahead of you.
So, sorry, you said there was a door?
There is a locked grate.
Locked. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it like a chain lock, or like with like a?
It's literally like a padlock. It's
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah, that's
but
the word
it's all sort of rusted over and covered and shit and all kinds of undescribable horrors at this point that you've seen down here.
This feels like it's femur time.
I will break it.
Okay.
Take my femur,
I've been waiting for this.
the one that's not attached to my legs,
Sure.
and swing it at the lock.
Go ahead and give me a strength roll, please.
What do I roll?
A d20. Plus or minus your strength modifier, which I assume is probably a plus, but I don't know for sure.
Yes. So I rolled a 17.
Okay. So, Callie, you reach up and sort of grab a hold of this grate, and, well, I should say you're taking your femur to smash the lock, right? So you reach back and just with one mighty swing, just knock this lock off. It just shatters against the stonework. And there is a loud kring sound that sort of echoes all around you. And you hear the chittering above you grow more frantic and excited.
They like that. We don't like it. They like that.
I like that.
I don't really want to get eaten by bugs today.
Gonna try to pull the grate open.
Sure. You have no issue pulling it open. Again, there's that sound as the hinges are rusted and begin to break free of this hold for who knows how long they've been sealed this way. But it definitely echoes, and if anything would be in the vicinity, would definitely know that you all are around. So, okay, you have this opened grate, these walls covered in some sort of fanciful scripts and chittering high above you.
Could while she was opening that, could Kraft have taken a minute to try to like look over the walls, get any sort of imagery or...
Absolutely. Give me a presence roll.
Okay. It's only a 9.
A 9? Okay. Do you want to do any rerolls, anything like that? Omens?
That's right. So I get 3. I have 3 omens, and I can just re-roll the die.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go and do that.
Okay.
I'll probably die before I get a chance to use all of these.
YOLO.
That's a natural 20.
Beautiful. So you critted. Wonderful. Go ahead and give me, let me see here, a d6 roll, please.
Okay. 2.
Okay, this is fun. So as you're reading across this, you begin to realize that this script flows and ebbs almost into an arcane structure. And as you're reading this out aloud, you can't stop reading it. You just have to see it to completion. And as you do so, you all watch, maybe not Katla, who's sort of breaking this lock open at the time, but the other ones, you see this shimmering image appear next to Grift, and it begins to slowly form. And as you watch, it's almost like a complete copy of Grift stands next to him. Or next to them, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see you got a new friend. Nope. And I'm gonna reach into my hat, my robes, and I'm gonna put on this hat, this large, kind of priest, very pope-like hat, and it will I pull it over my ears, and you see my body actually go kind of translucent, translucent, if you will. And it allows me to test stealth against a DR8, Josh, so you know.
Okay.
Because he's like, oh, hell no.
Well, hey there.
And it is literally you, so you can talk to yourself if you would like.
Oh, perfect. When did you get here? I was here first. I don't know what you're talking. No, I'm pretty sure I was the one that was here first.
Should I kill them?
Now hold on a second. Let's think about this, because I'm the real Graft, and you don't want to kill me. And no, I'm the real Graft. And don't you go messing with things right now. So yeah, you should take care. No, definitely take care of this one. They start like shoving each other and stuff.
I'm pretty sure I could kill both of them in one swing.
Given the state of that locking mechanism, I don't doubt that one bit, my dear. Not at all.
And Val, I have sent you a private message here concerning what you've
Yes.
just picked up.
Yes.
Maybe we could use them both.
Yeah, but like,
Now hold on a second. There's one way to tell who's the real Graft here. They both pull out their guitars. Start a dueling guitar. And after they give up on that, they finally mutually respect. There's a moment where they like pause. The song ends. That was pretty good. Yeah, I like what you did there with that chord. Yeah, can you show that? Yeah. No, I don't think I'd ever run. You're pretty cool. Yeah, you're pretty cool too. Shake hands.
that was a pretty cool Stairway to Heaven duet. I was pretty impressed.
I think he's all right.
I take my hat off, considering that the threat that I thought was happening is not currently a threat. We'll see if I live shortly to regret that decision.
And you're
All
welcome
right.
to share or not share any information that I gave you, Val.
Oh, I totally am good to share it. So yeah, you have obtained an unclean power, imitation games. You create a clone of yourself so convincing that even you no longer know which was the original. One of you dies in D6 days.
One of you, not one of you, not the clone. One of you.
I rolled a 6 though on the D6
Oh,
days.
Nice.
Gets a nice long life.
Yeah.
One of them.
You can perpetually live forever, right?
This is basically the plot of The Prestige.
Right. Right. Exactly. Just the drowning trap.
Savvy, you may get to roll that D2 after all.
Right.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything else while this is happening?
Oh no.
Just after studying, I'll just kind of go back to the grate and say, "Shall we?"
Okay. Nathan, did you want to do anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Vagel is extremely weirded out.
Katla, do you want to do anything before we press on?
No, I think Katla stands there looking extremely bored.
Okay.
Not enough additional femur
Okay.
situation.
Wonderful.
Would you like me to lower you down?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. There's not like a ladder in there.
I cannot see.
feel around. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to you. You're really powerful and stuff.
Is there a ladder or
There
anything?
is. There is a ladder.
Perfect.
Otherwise, we're gonna go look for some baskets.
I have found a ladder. I'm going now.
I kind of like elbow Vagel and be like, Faith.
Wonderful.
And I'll follow behind.
Okay. So
And I'll. How do I want to do with the dog situation? That's. Hey, Graf, can you, you know what? No. You know what? You're not gonna like this. And, like, I was just put, like, underneath, like, an arm and just, like, this is really dumb. It's kind of like.
Graphs.
Yeah.
How shall we distinguish you? Is it graph A and B, graph taller or shorter? I'll let you figure that out.
Well, I'm Graft,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm Graft.
Okay.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're right. I'm going. And Vagel turns around and starts going downstairs.
okay.
I didn't think I'd come out of this game with more characters than I started with.
Right.
Right.
One of you must die before the
Yeah.
end.
You see, you were worried about dying. He gave you an extra character.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we have Felbin and Katla and Bagel, and the two Grafts have descended now down into the darkness, deeper into the sewer system. You find yourselves in a slightly better situation, perhaps. The sewer walls aren't so just round, but there is a little bit of a ledge on either side of it. But the water is much deeper here. It's at least 3 feet, 3.5 feet in some spots. You hear the chittering of large rats that seem to like scatter as they see the light coming towards them. Who is first coming down this area? Was that Katla?
Me.
Katla, you look ahead of you, and what you see is this almost twisted, bulbous figure slowly making its way in your all's direction. Almost picture like Nemesis from Resident Evil. It's large and just full of tumors. It's just sprout all over its body. And it's to the point where you can't really make out what it could be. If it's human or goblin or troll, there's no defining features. It's that deformed at this point. And it drags behind it this massive, massive bone with a large spike that's been driven through it. But all around it, you see a swirling mist of spores, this miasma of pinpricks just floating all around it, and it's just slowly inching its way towards you all. And as you watch the rats scatter before you, you can hear this figure ahead of you, almost mimicking the sounds, this sound back at them as it lurches forward. And you see around its neck a necklace of fingers in various states of decay. Some bone, some fresh, some twisted and cracked. Doesn't seem to acknowledge you beyond the point that it's walking in your all's direction currently.
So get everybody fire.
If that's what you want to do, Graf, like, really crouches back now, like, over the corner, trying to get out of the grasp.
Yeah. I don't like the look of this.
Okay. Let's try to step out of the way.
And I will, assuming I have the materials, because I had bombs with me in my character sheet. Yeah, I'll go ahead and light one up, and Good evening.
Okay. I see how we're starting this encounter. Go ahead and give me a presence roll
Oh, sure.
as you chuck this.
D20s, that's a 16.
Okay. So you just lob this Molotov cocktail in the direction of this thing, and it just explodes against its body. Go ahead and give me 2d6 damage. Oh,
Yeah, my Zoom decided to just go away for some reason.
yeah, like everybody's frozen on my screen currently.
Yeah, ours is getting unstable too. We're like, I'm missing parts of what people are saying.
That's weird. Yeah, it's
Of course, it's a stream.
Yeah,
Right.
it's got to be Zoom.
yeah, Zoom's having some weirdness. 'Cause, yeah, now everybody else is frozen for me too.
Right.
Come on, Zoom. Trying to light shit on fire over here. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's super weird. I don't know whether I should end and rejoin or what here.
Yeah, what's weird is like you look fine on the stream,
Mm-hmm.
and like we all look like we're frozen still. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not losing any frames at all, so
Yeah.
Oh, from
it's
a
definitely
Twitch perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Zoom. It's got to be client side or
Yeah.
server side.
Weird. Let's see. Maybe take an early break and see if they figure it out.
yeah, we can do that. All right, so we'll be right back in a few
Since we're getting
moments
into shit anyway.
and hope that we can resolve what's going on here. So stick around. about that. That was really, really weird error. Where were we? We have a thing
Boom.
coming back towards you, and there is an explosion of fire and smoke ahead of you. Go ahead and roll me 2d6, if you would, please, for damage.
Sure. I'll use my red dice. 6 points
Okay.
of whatever I damage. I don't know how damage works.
It just is damage. So this eruption of fire just...
Oh, actually, it actually tells me it is a D10.
Okay, D10. I
let
just
me-
guessed it was a 2d6.
Nope, it's totally fine. Watch it be like lower, but we'll see what happens. Five.
Okay. So this explosion of fire just erupts in front of you, and you hear this thing like cry out, but it's not a humanoid sound. It's almost like you step on a cat or something. There's like a wow sound. And you see all these tumorous things on it just burst, and there's like pus and blood squirting in all directions, splattering against the walls. And an enraged howl as this thing begins to like lunge now down in your all's direction. I guess with that, we'll go ahead and do an initiative roll.
That sounds fair.
You all go first. So I think, Katla, you were in the lead there. So this thing is rushing towards you with this femur, dragging it in the shit behind it. And these spores are sort of like drailing off of it as it's rushing in your direction. What would you like to do?
I would like to lunge back at it and bite at its throat.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that
Teeth
attack
time,
roll.
teeth time, teeth time, teeth time.
So a strength check, DR12.
That is a 16.
That will be a hit.
Teeth though. D6. Da-da-da. That is 5 damage.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. And in counterpart, I need you to give me, let's see, a toughness roll, please.
Okay. Now, which one is that?
I believe it's one on your character sheet, is it not? Mine
Yeah,
was-
it is. It's
Yeah.
right under presence, strength, agility, presence,
there
and
it is.
toughness.
Yeah.
These we're working on roll 20 for everybody, and the sheet for this is really cool. Like it's really well done.
13.
13. Okay, so you leap at this thing and just dig your teeth into it, and you're instantly filled with like this, again, this mix of blood and pus and just foul taste and odor that erupts on your face as you bite into it. You can feel the spores that it's been slinging around. It's like press themselves up into your nose and permeate into your nostrils, but you're able to fight off this infection that's like gripping at you, and you just drive this thing into the shit water below you, and it just sort of like goes into its death rattles with your teeth still lodged in it.
You okay?
Yes.
You really weren't kidding about the little teeth thing, were you?
I thought it was a joke.
Or like some weird metaphor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my teeth.
Did that sound like I was joking?
You know, hindsight being what it is. No. No, you did not.
Graphs are right.
They are my
Graphs.
best friends.
The teeth or the
And my-
graphs?
Both.
Oh. Oh.
All right.
The social conglomerate of this group is very strange to me.
That's the least of our worries, I believe.
Yeah, maybe.
What was that? Does it matter?
Dead now, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really trust anything that's got fingers as a necklace. Just gonna go ahead and felt right. No regrets.
Yep, Mama used to say that. Yep, Mama used to tell me exactly that. Don't trust people with fingers for necklaces.
Yeah, oh, all right. That makes a lot of sense.
Ooh, can I take his finger necklace?
Absolutely.
Yes, I wear the finger necklace.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that as you put the necklace on. Mama said, "Don't ever." Mama's
Oh.
wrong. Mama's wrong.
Oh, yep. I will put I put one of the bombs away.
Starts gnawing on one of the fingers.
Oh, I don't think that's. I hope you don't get any diseases.
I am very strong,
Oh, all
and I
right.
have something in my teeth.
Oh, oh yeah. I guess you could use this one of them little
Hangnail?
in between things, you know.
Yep. Anything else with this corpse now that you all want to do with?
Is there anything on it outside of necklaces and?
Well, there is a large femur bone that has been dragging behind itself that's going to spike through it. If somebody would like to take it, you may.
You want to do wield?
Are you sure that this wasn't like a relative of yours? Because I'm starting to notice some
A
similarities.
little bit.
I killed my entire family.
Oh,
Oh,
including the second and third cousins, twice and once removed.
They're all removed now. She said she killed them.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? This line of questioning makes me uncomfortable. Let's go.
So you have the spiked femur, and that will be a D8 for damage if you'd like to take it. Does anybody want to search the body?
Sure.
Okay.
I would like to.
Roll me a 1d6, please.
Okay.
We will see what we find on this corpse.
That's a one.
A 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't you love when the GM says,
Yeah.
interesting. That's my line. That's my line when I GM too. Interesting.
Okay. So, digging through the mess of pockets this thing has, and it's like there's like dirty rags, and there's like pieces of bone, or like a dead rat, just random things that you're pulling out of the pocket. But you do come across this a very ornate looking like hand mirror, and you see like the surface of it is like frosted over. It's like almost like you could scratch it off and see the clear surface underneath of it. So you going to rub it?
Yep. I'm rubbing it. I'm using like my robe as like a.
Okay. So you take your robe and sort of clear the frost from it, and as you're looking into it, you see yourself now starting to stand back up without the mirror in hand. You walk backwards away from the corpse, and you see Katla's mouth just rip free from this creature's throat, and she too begins to step backwards. And before you realize it, she is turned upon you, and her mouth with crimson teeth are like launching in a direction. And this is what you're seeing in this mirror as it goes on. You see this now for like the last 5 minutes have played back in front of your eyes, but they're not the events that you remembered.
I just saw the last, like, what was it? Did it go back into like when it was on fire as well?
Yeah, it played
Okay.
back like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
But
okay.
some of the
Just making sure I
we'll say some of the events aren't the same. Is there to you? And we'll ask you as a player, what events did you see that weren't quite what actually happened?
That is an interesting question. That there seems to be there was like an outline, or of not outline, but like that there was actually some conversation before they were suddenly lit on fire. A road could have been traveled, perhaps.
Okay. Wonderful.
Oh man. Actually, and I'm like waving it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually might have been a fine fella. Guess we'll not. Guess we'll never know. Gomer, though.
Well, like I said, I'll reiterate my last point. Dead now.
Which one of you did that?
Did what?
Reiterated the point. Unless you both reiterated the point.
Nope.
Well, it was me, Graft.
And he made the point.
Nah, fuck. This sucks.
I honestly don't understand why they keep getting us confused. I'm not really sure either. We're pretty easily identifiable.
This alliance is confusing.
I can tell them apart.
Thank you.
Or, how? Show me.
That one is Graft.
And then
Right.
That one is Graft.
Exactly.
all right. And then
It is very simple.
I look in the mirror again, like kind of pointing from her, and just replay that event again.
Okay.
Taking notes.
You don't think there'll be more of those things, do you?
Well, if there is, we know what to do. Catla bites him to death.
Set them on fire and let her bite.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy two-step process.
Okay.
It's simpler all the time.
The plan. I see it coming together.
Yep.
Shall we go?
Yes.
I'm hungry.
After still.
That's bad digestion. Okay, let us be off.
I haven't cooked it for you.
Both Grafts, also as they walk, pull out their harps, and just play a little bluesy melody to keep us company on our walk.
Okay. You press on past this disgusted, bloated, twisted form. Let's see, where do we go next? That's what I love about this game. I can just roll a die and figure out what's going to happen next. Perfect. You all come to a very large room at this point, and you see as the stonework now becomes a little bit more fashioned, as if perhaps these were buildings in a past time, sunk below the surface, now what Galgenbeck has been built upon. You look ahead of you and you see what appears to be the floor of a building that's long since buried has now fallen into the sewers below at a very steep angle. And at the very bottom of it, you see a twisted mess of just broken sarcophagi, as perhaps this might have been a larger mausoleum at some point that existed long in the past. And all around this base, on top of these broken stones, is just scattered with corpses, all in various states of decay, some mummified beyond recognition, some fresh. And above them, leering over top of them, you see a massive creature with pinprick teeth, at least a foot long each, and two large sweeping horns, almost like ram horns. And you see it just grabbing up a leg here, taking a large bite across it and ripping the flesh from it, and then tossing it to the side. Then grabbing another corpse, picks it up, just bisects the body, and you can just see the guts falling from it and just slathering down its chin, an intestine getting caught in one of the long teeth. It just sort of just stands there and chomps and bites and feasts upon these corpses. You know that you're looking upon the Troll King himself, Niduk, and you have come upon his banquet.
Well, that was easier than I thought.
And Katka did say she was hungry.
Put my hat back on.
Should we try
Can I
to
kill
talk to him first? No, okay, yeah. We can.
I mean, Graft, y'all, you can definitely start the conversation, but I feel like Kyle's gonna finish it. You know.
I mean, I defer to the majority vote. 2 of my votes are going to be the same, though.
Really, that's quite surprising.
You're going to talk. You better do it now.
All right, yeah, let's give this a shot.
Okay.
Steps up towards the Troll King, kind of still playing a little bit of a melody.
Okay. So he just doesn't seem to like really be like even acknowledging that you're there. Just continues this disgusting feast in front of him. And you can see as you get closer, it's almost like part of his jaw has been missing at some point and just sort of grown over like a large callus across his jaw. It's a striking feature that just captures you for the moment, and his flesh is just scarred over. I mean, completely at this point. Appears to be a very ancient creature.
Okay. The one Graft starts to talk again. Continue to play a little bit of like a calming melody on his harp, and says, "Well, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt your meal here. You might have a moment, Mr. Troll King, sir."
You said you're playing your harp, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Which does give me
Is
plus D4 on reaction rolls. I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead and go with the D4, and we'll see how Niduk is going to approach
Now,
you.
Do the Grafts harps stack?
You know what? Let's do that because that sounds fun.
That's it. We broke the game.
Well, I rolled 2 ones.
2 1s.
So
That's it. The game broke us.
Okay.
Give and take.
So a high roll is good, and I rolled a 9 plus your 2 is 11. So, so you walk up to this massive creature, and it sort of like leers down at you. Sort of gives you one of the head nods, and like reaches down and just rips off one of the arms off one of the corpses in front of him. This like small little goblin arm, and just reaches it towards your direction and sort of like waves it.
like he's waving the hand at me.
Well,
he wants me to...
That's
Or
a
like,
lot.
is
That's
he
a hell of a lot
offering me a-
funnier. It was an offer, but the way you said it was much funnier. Yeah.
Because
Hi.
Graft will step forward and just shake the hand.
Okay. Okay. So you sort of like shake the hand, and a look of almost confusion comes across its face. It's like, no eat.
Oh, eat. Right. Sure. Takes the arm and says, "You know what? I just ate. My friend back there, though, is a bit peckish. Katla, you hungry?
Starving.
Fresh arm for you."
I'll take it.
Okay. You have a goblin arm. It's a little old, a little bit more rotten, but I'm not going to make you save or anything like that for it. It's just this very vile, disgusting taste that sort of flows down your throat, which you might enjoy. I don't know. I don't speak for you.
I don't think she tastes much at this point.
Sort of like a rip off a long strip of flesh from it. Just... What do you do here, huh?
You know, we heard that you had a pretty nice little kingdom down here. We thought we'd come down to introduce ourselves, offer our services if they're needed. Anything we can do to help.
He sort of like begins to shake his hand like this and shake his head. Niduk already have heir.
Right. Who would that be?
Naduk's son. Naduk Jr.
Oh, Junior. Megs, just like his pop here.
Technically, he Naduk the 14th. We lost count long time ago.
So he's here. He inherits your kingdom. Is that-
All this. Sort of pounds his chest.
Quite nice. Quite nice. You know, we'd love to meet him, and you know, anyone else. Like I said, if there's anything we can do to offer our services here for, you know, perhaps as employees of your eminence.
You see him sort of like look up as he's thinking. Nadu could use jester, leader of army, various roles in kingdom. He's vast.
I can tell. Well, I am not one for jokes, but I do play some music. Do you enjoy that sort of thing?
He sort of like shrugs. Better than sound of screams all time, I suppose.
I imagine those do get sort of monotonous after a while.
He sort of like looks you over. How long you live?
Like from this point on or until now?
Just on average, you know.
You know, well, I think one of us, so I'm Graft, this is Graft, one of us about 6 more days. The other, not really sure how long, could be a couple months,
So when
could be several more months.
when you outlive useful, only rule is I get eat first.
Oh, you get to eat me once I'm no longer useful.
He sort of smiles, nodding.
You know, that seems fair. I've had worse employers.
Sort of like looks around you at the rest of the group standing behind you.
Well, I'm hiding. I'm definitely not being seen whatsoever.
I like that one. Sort of like jabbing a finger at Katla, who's just like pressing this goblin flesh into her mouth.
She is very useful.
Lot of meat.
Might you have someone to lead your faith, your congregation, your flock, if you will?
Sort of tilts his head as he listens to your words. Faith?
The greatness of you.
Tilts his head the other way, looking confused. There's someone saying Naiduk not great?
No. To proclaim the greatness of Nakduk.
Everybody knows this already.
Are you sure?
You're here.
He does have a point, though.
He does. I wasn't expecting a point. I don't know.
I'm beginning to think you don't have use.
No. Many uses. Many uses.
There were very, very few, but there were a few people on the way here that I don't think knew who you were. Maybe travelers or people from far off. Might be useful.
You see,
To,
you see his eye begin
proclaim.
to twitch as you speak these words. And then like a large fist comes back down on this banquet table that he's made and cracks it.
That thing we killed. Remember it saying before it died, Nakduk doesn't control me, and we killed it.
right.
He's like, grabs his other hand and slams it again against the banquet table once more, causing another crack to splinter up it. Said, Naduk, kill all fucking things up there now. Naduk not rest until all dead.
They're all dead.
You know-
They, not us. They.
Tomato.
I would have thought potatoes down here with the shit. No, that's fair.
You know, there was one guy in particular that I think you should focus on as far as trying to make a point. His name was Bing. I heard him saying some very nasty things about you.
He leans this massive head close to you, almost whispering, "What Bing say about Naduk?"
I would be ashamed to even utter those words in your presence.
That bad, huh?
That bad.
These motherfuckers going to die.
I support that wholeheartedly. He is a vile, reprehensible man.
He slowly lifts back from your presence and nods his head once more, grabs a leg, rips the flesh off in one massive stroke, tosses the bone behind him. Naiduk's going to destroy all city now. And he just starts to push past you.
Are we good with this?
If we're not good with this, can we do anything about it?
I do not see how this is my problem.
I wasn't really attached to the city in the first place.
No, not a good.
We should try to direct him towards Bing, though, because I feel like that solves our problem.
Yes?
Yeah.
What he looked like?
Some douchebag.
Yeah.
It's like Naduk starts to think. You say he? I kill all he's. Then, eventually,
I see no problem with this.
process of elimination, yes?
Oh man.
Lots of good points here today. Lots of good points.
Bog, he supposed to get like pointing direction. Are you he? Like leans back towards the craft. I don't trust this one. You keep an eye on him.
I'll make sure to keep an eye on
He says no one knows how great Naduk is.
That is difficult to explain.
I think Naduk's great.
Thank you.
Very strong.
Sort of stands up a little straighter. There's like crack of his spine. It's like, Naduk feel good.
What if instead of taking on all the he's in the city, which again, that's one point, and I think that is a brilliant idea. What if instead we brought Bing down here? That way you don't even have to go anywhere.
Sort of wags his finger in your direction. Ah, very clever. You go back, bring to Naduk's chapel, and no problems.
Could we get directions to the chapel?
He slowly turns. You just keep going down this tunnel. Take second left, yes? You listening?
Second.
I'm not going to explain second time. Second left. All the way down again. Take right. There's chapel.
Right, second left, all the way down. Take right, chapel.
You're almost there now. Huh?
Wait until morning.
That you give excellent directions, sir, if I might add.
He leans down to you. There's a strange little creature not too far up this way. It's just best ignore him. He just sings all the time. For some reason, Nadu cannot kill him. He just keeps coming back.
That does sound annoying.
Yes. Things that sing a lot are annoying.
Maybe when you get done finding he, you come take care of this one too. Huh?
We can certainly try that, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I'm gonna start to, while they still have his attention, sneak my way that way.
Okay. Wonderful.
Well, sounds like we've had a very productive meeting. We have our task as you've given us. We'll go bring this heat down to you.
Wonderful. Our word is bond, yes. Do I need to bring ink into this, is what I'm asking.
Oh, no.
That's good. I'm not a great writer.
I see. No, the handshake will do it.
It's like this massive fist sort of like reaches out towards you. And you're maybe able to like grab one of the fingers. Hardly enough to shake. Alright. I see you soon.
Yes, very soon. All right.
So Niduk turns on his heel and begins to walk in the direction that you all spoke of, nearly stepping on you as he makes his way past. Because he's just like haphazard, like sort of like brushing the walls, and as he does so, like stones just scatter forth and just plunge into the water. And he begins to disappear from sight, and you just hear the echo of his large steps moving away from you all.
So, what just happened?
I'm going to have to think on that for a second.
Oh, holy shit, y'all did really good there. I would have definitely shot him in the face by then, for sure.
Did you see his face? He's
I
been
mean-
shot several times.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's stuck.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Seems like we have solution to the problem.
Indeed.
Fairly easy solution, I might say. You know, we just go find Bing, say, hey, we got your money for you. It's down here, big treasure hoard, blah, blah, blah. Bring it down here.
Yep. My religion is very good with this.
We could even sing it. Being, I got your money. Don't you worry. Being.
Get out.
I'll workshop it in my head. Maybe it'll make sense later.
So, a point of order, though. What if he doesn't want to? Maybe, he wants to be like, oh, I'm big bad Bing. You have to bring it to me. Do we just, like, kidnap him? Put him in a sack? Drag him
I
down
could
here?
kill him.
Oh, that would probably make the king mad, though. Because he wants to kill him, right?
I could mortally wound him.
You could, not mortally, but, like, decently. Like, maybe...
Every wound I make is decent. I'm very good at it.
Like nibble? Maybe just a nibble? Not the full
mean-
bite?
I crack him over the head with the femur, and we could put him in the bag
Yeah,
and bring him here.
But the blunt one, not the sharp one.
The small one, yes.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Point of order. On your point of order. Why do we need to bring him if we were going to kill him anyway, why not just kill him?
Because
Maybe Troll can give us things.
Right. And if we kill him, then the Troll King will probably go back to killing all the he's.
Oh.
Right.
Graft seems to
Really?
not want to destroy entire cities, so I try to facilitate this.
For now.
Really, if you think about it, we should have just killed Bing in the first place once he got us out. But
Yeah,
can't
that's a
do
good
that
point.
now. So
Right.
I think
It
this
is
our
good to
best-
have friends in low places.
It is.
Because when you need to sacrifice someone, you bring them even lower place and let the Troll King of Scariness decapitate them, yes.
See,
Yeah.
now you're getting it.
The plan. Once again.
It's a revolving door.
You know what might even help seal the deal a little bit more? We grab like the head of that guy that we killed on the way in, claim that that's the Troll King's head. I think that sells us a little more cred with Bang when we get back up there.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
I can do that.
Maybe bloody it up a little bit so he can't really tell it's not a troll.
Do you
Yeah.
think Bing knows what troll look like?
I doubt it.
One way to find out.
Do we feel like we can just exit stage left as we came in, or how do we get out of here?
Way we came in
Go
seems
up.
pretty safe now. Yeah.
If
Oh.
not, I will make it safe.
I thought we were coming up through the chapel.
No, chapel's where we need to go back to.
Yes.
Oh.
Once we get Bing, then we're going to the chapel.
Oh. Yeah. I was I misunderstood, and because I was busy dealing with, not throwing up because I thought I was gonna die. So
Oh, so you are a coward.
no, I'm strategic.
Strategery.
Is that another word for coward?
No. I did kill the thing with fire before you killed it harder, remember?
It was definitely still alive.
It was on its way. You just escalated the timeline. I saw it in the mirror.
Know what any of those words mean that you just said.
That's why I'm the strategery.
All right. If you say so, strategery.
I do. It's my middle name.
All right.
I
So
get more confused the longer you talk.
It's part of my charm. And I start walking.
I'm amused by the fact that you are going to go kidnap somebody who had the presence and wealth and connections to get you all out of prison. And,
Yeah, there won't be any.
and think that you'll get away with it, no problem. So, but if this is the course we want to take, we'll take it.
When you put it that way, Josh.
Just saying.
What? Okay.
My
so,
confidence was really high.
so let's
Mork
back
Borg,
up
baby.
just a second. We came down here for silver, correct? So we have the silver, we pay the Bing. Bada boom, bada bing. We're free. We leave the city. Who cares what happens to the city? Then we don't have to mess with Bing. We don't have to mess with this thing. We're done.
What if he goes on to kill all the he's in the next town?
Well, that's we will get 2 towns away. Like, what is that?
All right.
Here's another thought too. He's out for chapel now. We could poke around a little bit, see what we find.
That's what I'm saying. We know where he is. We go somewhere else. We get enough money. We go.
I mean,
Unless his money's in the chapel.
That's where I keep my money.
yeah.
We should find out more about this annoying guy wanting us to kill.
Maybe he knows where the money is.
Man, we really flipped, huh?
Well, I just got this voice in my head that's convinced me it might not be as easy to grab Bing and convince him to come down here as I thought.
Guess it
I
pays to have
still
2
think
of
it's
you.
a good plan.
Yeah. Plus, I don't really think the Troll King would be too mad at me. He's never seen me before, so it's kind of more on y'all. But again, I'm not a coward. I'm just strategery.
Well, let's strategically find some money and strategically get out.
All right.
And if we meet the Troll King again, we say we got lost along the way.
And then if he sees me, I'll be like, "Oh, I followed them down here. Nice to meet you."
Do you think he can tell us apart?
I don't know. I'd rather not find out.
Could be. Wonder if he can count. I see enough fingers and toes around for him to count on.
Yeah, it probably has plenty of practice. So where are we headed?
I believe Graf said that they would like to go. Grafs, did you say that you would like to go to see this annoying creature? Or is that
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So we're gonna
Why
leave.
not at least take a look?
Yeah.
So we'll leave
More
the
info.
banquet table behind, and
Unless
start.
there's any money in the banquet area.
If you would like to search, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, let's do it. What am I rolling?
Let me grab the page here, because I started to turn off to another one.
Ah, gotcha.
You did get me. D4.
Oh, okie dokie. 2.
2. So you begin to search around this broken mess of limbs and bodies and stone, and you find this brass key. It's about a foot long, but it appears that some of the teeth of it have been broken off. And as you continue to search further and further into the mess of the pile, you don't seem to find the missing teeth anywhere.
It's like a weird sword now, I guess.
You could try to use it as such if you'd like.
I'm not really strong. You want to try wield? Looking correct at Kala.
I'm good.
All right.
Anybody else want to search anything?
Yeah, Vega will definitely take a look around.
Okay, give me a D4, please.
That is a 1.
Okay. So you're pushing aside this mess of corpses, and oddly enough, you see at the very base of this makeshift table, which is basically the floor of some building that's just turned on its side, a very large slab of this black marble. And what off-puts you the most is you see some of the blood that's been draining from these corpses from where Niduk has been feasting upon them. You see that as it hits the marble itself, it just seems to disappear into the rock itself, as if the marble is soaking up the very viscera that attaches to it.
Everyone,
Yeah.
I have something here, I think, but I'm unsure. Care to come over and take a look? Yes?
Suppose.
We'll come look.
I think Vega will grab like a corpse that looks fairly fresh and cut it so that blood that congealed blood will slowly start to leak out a little bit and drip onto this marble.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when the blood hits the marble?
You see it just begin to get soaked up as if it was never touching it. The marble itself literally eats into its surface this gore splashed upon it.
Seems useful for this setup here.
Particular environment. Yeah.
How
Not
big
too-
did you say it is?
It's probably 3 feet long and probably 3 inches thick. It's pretty hefty.
So I have a sack that can hold 10 normal items.
Mm-hmm.
Can I put this thing in it?
You could put that in it, yes.
Right. Just use it for just that.
Right. We're talking a good probably 50-pound block that you'd be carrying around with you.
Oh, I'm so useful in combat anyway.
Okay.
I think I'll hold on to this and we'll see what happens when the days end. Yes.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we're headed towards the chapel. Is that correct? Or at least we're on our way to the chapel to find the strange figure.
Yep.
Wonderful. So we leave our scene as our group disappears into the blackness, following Diaduke's directions. And I think with that, we're going to take a break real quick, about 5 minutes or so. So we'll be right back, guys.
Sounds good. Bye.
we have left this twisted banquet hall behind us, and you begin to follow Niduk's directions to his chapel. As you make the second left down this long corridor, you are about 100 feet down another, and when you see on the west wall a very narrow alcove sort of beset into the stone itself, and it holds a very small, tiny, small stone altar. And you see us filled with some very odd items and some variety of candles. Some are short or squat, tall, thin, all different types. On closer inspection, you see that they're not made of wax, but actually of congealed fat, sort of made of some human at some point. And before this filthy altar, you see a very thin, gaunt, lithe character in equally shit-covered robes, who's praying at the very feet of this altar. He's sort of singing to himself, rocking back and forth. Drawing closer, you can see that on the altar itself, there is an odd menagerie of items. You see 5 shoes, all made for left feet, and they seem to be small, as if maybe children's shoes. You see 3 glass bottles filled with a yellow substance, and on the labels of them, there's, in red, fingerprinted, a smiley face on each one. And probably the most disturbing, you see these display busts, which look like they may be used to display hats in a store of some type, but you see instead that on the face of each of the busts is a flayed and preserved face, just sort of stretched across it and tied loosely behind it. What would you all like to do?
You know, I don't know what we expected, but this wasn't it.
No.
Look, a worshiper of faith.
You know, I was just about to say, I thought Vega was the weirdest thing
Did
we've
you
seen.
say worshiper of face?
The plan.
So, like, do you want to, like, hit him or what?
Yes.
1 vote hit. Graphs, votes.
You know what? Given the circumstances here, we agree.
I abstain.
Wait, what are you agreeing on?
The hitting principle.
Oh, all right. Well, then, I'm outvoted regardless. So, unless Vega, you feel differently, like you want to talk about what he's praying about or some shit.
No, I don't believe so.
All right.
What, you could ask him and we could hit him.
Nah, it's fine. Let's hit him first, and then if he survives, then maybe.
Win, win, win.
Yep. After you, milady.
No, it's Katla.
Okay.
It was, we'll have to talk about honoraries.
All right, Katla, you're approaching and femur raised, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. You're more than welcome to make an attack roll. He's not paying attention. So it'll be a strength check.
16.
That will definitely hit.
Okay, the big one. Okay. I've rolled an 8.
Okay.
Was it a D8?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Do you
Poor guy.
since you haven't got to use it, would you like to roll your D2 for me so I can see how much damage he absorbs from his twisted, scarred tissue?
1.
Okay, so he takes 7 points of damage from you. And just begins screaming as, like, Are you using like the regular one or the one with the spike on it?
Oh no, the one with the big spike.
Okay, so you just like lodge this thing into his shoulder, and there's like a splatter of blood and crunching of like the back of his ribs caving in, and he just screams terrible murder at this point. Like, oh! Yeah.
The king hates your singing.
Paul Bearer.
Yeah, Paul Bearer. Fucking hell, man. He is now, yeah.
That's all I'm gonna think about. The pale face.
Undertaker!
Yeah, the pale face. Thanks.
Okay. Does someone else would like to go next, or?
I'll why don't you help her out and sick him, and Booby will head on out and is gonna go for the throat, try to bring him like down, even though they're kind of like praying, kind of bring him prone and tear whatever gaunt throat out is in the situation.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I don't know what roll to hit is for a doggo. Is it a D20?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't have any.
It'll just be a straight
Well,
roll.
that's a natural 20. So,
Okay.
that's a D4. I think I read that this is
Double damage.
Yep. That's a 4, so it's 8.
Okay.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Amazing. So, why don't you just tell me what it looks like when we call him Booby?
Yep.
Attacks this.
Yep.
So he's like starting to like slowly draw a knife and begin to try to stand and turn.
Yeah. Yep. And there's just like this like large like snarl, and Booby comes in, takes a chunk right out, and then like swings around, completely de-skinning everything. It is super gross. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. I think I'll leave that description there.
So yeah, he just clutches at this like bleeding mass of bared flesh against his raw meat of his neck. The blood pouring out from between his fingers as he clutches and gasps for air, slowly sinking to the floor. And is unmoving.
It's a good girl. Thoughts were like a kind of quick morsel from my ration.
Okay, so you have the stone altar in front of you with the fatty candles, the shoes, the 3 bottles, and the display busts with the stretched faces across them, and of course the man himself.
So we're assuming this is the guy that the Troll King wanted us to deal with.
You would assume so, with the singing and the rocking that you came upon, and the oddities in front of him.
Wouldn't it be weird if like he just kind of like came back though, considering if the Troll King couldn't kill him?
Couldn't kill him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
So let's check him and get going.
All right. Cool. You want to join me?
Yeah, sounds good. I think Fagel wants to look at whatever's in the vials
Okay.
because the mask, maybe somebody he knows, and the shoes are far too small. I think he actually holds up a shoe, shakes his head, and puts it back down.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll search the body.
Okay, so you...
D6 again?
Yes.
Tree.
Okay. Well, you find... let me roll a d4. 4 silver coins upon his possession. They are marred and you see that there's like dried fecal matter on them.
Don't seem to have any wish crap happening. Kind of clink them together.
Just plain crap, yes.
Right.
What's with the shoes?
I'm not really sure I want to know.
I'm not sure either.
Which one are you?
Creepy. I'm Graft.
Fuck.
I don't know why you keep asking them that.
Well, because only one of them said I'm, and that's why I wasn't sure which one or if they were in agreement. So,
Do we
There-
need to go over it again?
no,
Please, yes, for his sake.
no, definitely not. I'm totally fine.
Are you sure?
No, but let's keep going anyway.
All right.
Okay, so we have you're exploring the bottles. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so are you picking up all of them? Picking up one at a time? What's going on here?
What is the most dangerous? We pick them all up. Yes.
Okay, so you pick them all up. You notice that one feels a slight bit warmer to the touch than the other two.
The things you do as a character. I take off the lid
Mm-hmm.
of the warmer one
Mm-hmm.
and would like to smell it.
Okay, so you place your nose towards it and begin to huff the air, and you get that smell of just ammonia and stale piss.
I don't smell anything, y'all. These are fine, I think. Do you smell something? Graphs?
You know what? I trust your judgment. Well, this seemed like a bust. Unless we want to take the body back, show it to the king.
That's probably smart. Then he might get angry that we didn't bring Bing with us.
Unless this is Bing.
Oh, it was like, oh, that guy you hated this whole time, it was this same guy that we hate. Wow.
He'd have to be pretty stupid.
I'm starting to get the opinion that one, he might be. Two, we're probably going to have to deal with the problem if we're going to want to take some treasure or something. If it doesn't work, at least gives us a good distraction before Katla here sneaks it behind it.
And C, doesn't hurt anything.
Wait, we go 1, 2, and then C?
That's how you do things, right?
Oh,
1, 2, C.
All right.
That's not your faith doesn't do that?
Catholicism, not really.
That's
Been
too bad.
sitting on that for a while.
That's too bad. I'm sure it's his only flaw. Let us venture forth.
Oh, Lord. Oh, are we pressing forward, I should say?
Somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, looking that way.
Alrighty. So we leave the twisted tunnels behind as we come upon what appears to be an old chapel that somehow has weathered the collapse all around it as best it can. Slightly tilted on one side as you look at it. These massive walls, and you see off to one side one of the towers that had once been probably several hundred feet tall at this point, lays in ruin but still stands. And even from here you can hear a slight ding, ding sound coming from it, as if there's a bell chiming. The ground all around you is just almost like a long dried dirt, almost like a fine powder at this point, and you see a menagerie of trees long since past and dead, but hanging from them almost like a wig of fungus that weighs on the branches and sort of folds them down towards the ground. You see some of them have snapped entirely, their limbs fallen to the ground. There's a set of stone stairs that rise to at a door that's slightly just ajar, maybe enough for one person to slide through without opening it further. And just right next to the doorway, you see some sort of creature that's chained to the wall itself, laying on its side, unmoving.
How big is the creature?
Probably maybe 4 feet long.
Oh.
It looks bloated and almost rotten from here.
Look, he has a dog as well. Maybe your puppy should meet.
I don't know.
No?
Ubi doesn't like other dogs either.
And this is, if I'm picturing this, so this is the entrance to the chapel.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so we're gonna have to go this way no matter.
Correct.
Yeah. We want to just try to take our time.
Just quietly. We don't need to kill everything down here. Just 50%.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we're
let's
doing
keep the quota.
We're right. We're currently 2 for 4. Right. So, I tuck my hat back on.
Okay. So who is breaching this door first, or at least heading towards it first? Ketla? Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely me.
Okay, so you approach this door, and indeed, as you look down, you see this swollen, bloated corpse of a dog chained to the wall. And I'm not making this up, it's actually in the module, which is why I called foreshadowing earlier, and I thought it was hilarious that you all brought that up. It has long since died, but you can see like the gases inside of it have swollen its flesh up, and it's bloated. Do you wish to examine it further or press inside?
Hell to the nah.
Yeah, even I'm not gonna really touch that. That's a pretty rap dog.
I just look at Booby and just go, be good.
Nope.
Yeah, Vega will.
I knew,
Yeah, that's
knew
what
you
I
would.
thought.
So
Okay.
I think Vega basically says, "Yes, let us get inside. I'll watch back here. I thought I heard a noise." And then go over and basically see what's going on.
Okay.
There's one in every party.
Yeah, there is.
It's me.
So you draw closer to the corpse, and you sort of are staring over it, and you can see like its flesh seems to be undulating slightly, as if something moves just beneath the surface.
Mistakes were made. Yeah, Vagel turns the body over.
Okay. So you begin to slowly push the body over, and I'm using your hands, I'm assuming, to do this.
Sure.
You can almost feel like your fingers melt into it at this point. It's so long and rotten. And that smell instantly just exposed to the air. And between your fingers, between this like sludge of flesh and old viscera, you see a spider begin to crawl forth and crawl across your hand.
Oh, look. A cute little spider.
Go ahead and give me a defense roll, please.
Oh, shit. A deadly little spider. Defense
and last
is
friend.
agility.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's a 12. I thought it was a 1.
Okay.
So, yep, that's a 12.
Okay. So you like quickly see it and bash it off your hand, trying to like push it off as quickly as you can, before it's like it stands back up on its hind legs and like it begins to like reach down into you to plunge its fangs into your flesh. You slap it off and like step back a little bit, and then you start to see more of them begin to crawl from underneath of it, just like spreading all directions.
Vagel turns and runs.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
So
I guess it depends on if we heard.
If we didn't hear it, it's just
Yeah.
that way. It seems like.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
As
Vega.
As Vago gets to you all, he's huffing and puffing, and he's like, "Yeah, that noise. Something's way down there. We gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Totally nothing I did. Totally nothing. Not the dog. Totally not the dog. Not spiders in the dog. It was something down there. They're coming after us. We gotta go."
Does he still have any like spiders on him?
Not
I
currently.
think he probably has the guts of one like on his hand where he
Yeah.
smashed it into his
Yeah.
hand. He's like, yeah. They ambushed me.
The little spiders did
That's correct.
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, they're master hiders. They've learned from you.
They don't have my hat though, so
They have some powers. You could ask him if you want. If you want to stay, you could ask him. I'm not gonna ask.
I'm gonna decline.
In the chaos of you all speaking back and forth, you see 4 of them have begun to make their way in your direction, just randomly from like spreading out from this corpse.
Oh wow, yeah, you brought him right to us.
Look what you did. Look what you did. I
let's
told you to
keep
go. You didn't
going.
go.
You know what? That's still your problem to fix. and I'm out of there.
Okay. Are we leaving behind and jumping into the chapel away from these things?
Yeah.
Just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So you hurriedly rush through the door, putting these horrors behind you into the nave of the chapel. What you see is long broken pews that just look like they've been smashed to pieces and like shoved against the sides of the walls. The walls themselves have some stained glass windows. Some are broken and some are just covered in like filth and grime. And just a cursory look over them, they seem to be showing some sort of long forgotten religious text that doesn't seem to be familiar to any of you at this point. Some story of death and blood and rebirth over and over again. To the west, you see just a plain, simple wooden door, but there's a small pile of bodies that have been stacked in front of it. And there's like a large red X that's been painted across them. You begin to hear the chiming of that bell coming from behind that door. To your east, there's a heavy red curtain, which just hangs very loosely, unmoving. A heavy velvet curtain. And directly in front of you, you see the steps up to the altar itself, and there's darkness behind it. But you can see from where you're at just the edges. Make sure I get this word right. Or reliquary, is that correct? A place to keep religious artifacts. It's like a small ornate golden box on an altar. But there's more space behind it, but you can't really see it from where you're standing at. It looks like it goes on further than what you can watch.
Is there a keyhole in that box?
From where you're standing at, you can't tell.
Too far.
Yeah. So you have a door with bodies in front of it to your west. You have the steps in front of you leading up to the altar, and a heavy red curtain, which seems to be just hanging in a doorway to your east.
You said we could hear like a bell coming from the
West, yes.
From the west. Okay.
It's mass soon. Feels like mass is soon.
I'm just gonna look over here behind the curtain just see if there's any.
I mean,
behind it.
sure.
Any voices, witches, things like that.
Okay, so you move over and begin to look behind the curtain. What you see is a flooded chamber. It looks like the ground had long rotted away, the wood just sunken and broken. And in the middle of the room, you see what appears to be some sort of decapitated statue with large feather wings that rise from the back of it. You can see a door to the eastern side of the room as well, which is partially submerged, and another door just next to it, ornate in design. Seems to have a stone corvid head just sort of emblazed upon it. It's pinned against a black wall with a large 2-foot probably metal spike jammed into it.
A lot of water in here. Doors. Also. how much do we want to poke around, or we just want to like grab the golden box and skedaddle?
Bing.
Yeah, who's got the corpse, by the way? All right. Still looking good. Good and dead. All right.
You want to check out these other doors, or
Yeah.
to the altar?
I'll back you up. How about that?
So that's a yes with the doors then.
Yeah. There's two of you and one of me, you know. Strategery.
All right.
Katla, do you want to go check out this box right up here?
Go on.
Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you are going to go up onto the altar. The other two are doing what exactly?
I'll wait a second if they're checking out the altar,
Okay.
and before we do something.
Sure, sure.
You all feel free to go first. I just wanted to kind of do something as well. So
No, I think the altar is probably the best place. We'll do that. This is like kind of in the same area before we go.
will we
Sure.
unleash
Dungeon
more hell
crawling.
upon us? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you begin to climb the steps up onto the altar, and you can see that the whole floor itself seems to be like tilted towards the northwest, as if it's starting to collapse upon itself. It's very off-putting the way that the whole thing is unbalanced at this point. And you see a large hole in the wall to the northwest, and you can almost feel even from here like a draft. And I guess since one of us can't smell anything, Katla, you see that there's a very strong smell of sewage coming from that direction. And also, just to the east of that, there is another door, a large iron door that's sort of rusty at this point. It looks like it may be rusted shut. And of course, the reliquary that's sitting ahead of you, just sort of like fixed on this stand. You want to check out the reliquary? Is that the whole goal to come up here?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's basically to see. In Vagel's mind, he wants to know: could he grab this and run? Is this nailed down? What is it, and what kind of is its deal?
Well, you're welcome to try to grab it and run off with it if you'd like.
Let that be Plan B. Let's look at it first.
Okay. It's a very, it's very ornate, very old, ancient-looking structure. It's inlaid with, I wouldn't say it's gold, but it looks like gold. Maybe painted at this point. It's flaked in places. Very simple, really. Besides that, it looks like a wooden box with a hinge that we might open up.
Vagel looks to Katla and says, "Shall we open it?"
Sure.
Would you like me to open it, or would you?
You're the holy man.
I knew that would come back to bite me. Okay. Vagel reaches out and pops the lid.
Okay. You pop the lid.
Ooh, dice is being
Going to take a look inside.
Yep.
Okay, so nothing happens when you pop it open, thankfully. You look inside and you see a couple odd things. One is just an ash gray ring. It's just a very dark gray. It's just almost looks like it's metal, but discolored at this point, laying there inside this box. You also see, where was that at? It's a vial, and as you open the box itself, you see like a glimmer of light begin to escape it. And you looking at it, it almost looks like it's glowing dust just trapped in this vial. So just a couple simple things in here.
Vagel will take the box and kind of tilt it forward to show Katla.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we? Maybe we should take all of it to hold our other goods that may come from this.
And I should say you can't tilt the box. It is not moving off the altar.
Okay, yeah, so he tries to tilt it and it doesn't move, and he's like, doesn't seem to want to move.
So are you going to take those things, or?
Well, would you like to take one, and I will take one?
Sure. I don't know what they do.
I don't know either.
Great.
Would you like the ring or the sparkly dust?
I'll take the ring.
Good. I had hopes on the sparkly dust.
I don't do glitter.
You know, I find... Well, let's not get into that. All right. And he basically grabs... Vega will grab the ring and the vial
Okay.
and hand Katla the ring.
Okay. You have those possessions.
See, y'all were all worried. I wasn't worried a bit.
So let me say, Katla, you have a ash gray ring, and Nathan, you're holding a vial of powdered sunshine.
That split
Sunshine in my
seems right.
pocket. Yep, that works.
So you have a pocket full of sunshine now.
Pocket full of sunshine.
Y'all are still alive up there, so check out these other doors here.
All right. So here's the plan. Because I'm a man with a plan. You open the door. If anything screams at me, whoop, tossing Molotov. Fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair. Which door do you want? The wooden door, or the one with the stone door with the fancy door?
Right. Well, let's do stone. Stone sounds fun.
All right.
Okay, so you're off to the east. You're going into the flooded room. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. That's all. Okay, so you step into the flooded room. Let's see here. You're going to the ornate door. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a 2-foot long metal stake that's hammered straight through the stone.
Like at the center of the door, like
Correct.
inside. Well, I
Is it
guess try
wide?
pulling it open.
Yeah, I suppose. That seems, there's not really a knob anywhere.
Okay, good. And give me a strength check. Whoever is going to open this.
I was definitely leaning towards you, my friend.
Oh, with my -2, I'd be happy to if you would like.
Oh, weird. Really? That's funny. I have a +0, strangely. So I guess I will try it. I'll give it a whirl.
It's a very frail old person.
Well, that's a 1. 20 and then 1. So there you
You're welcome to try to use an omen if you would like.
sure. Why not? So just a reroll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Wonderful. So, first
Golden
go,
snitch.
you're just like, sort of like, you put your feet down as best you can in this flooded room, trying to like get your footing as best you can, and you just pull, and suddenly this thing opens with a lot more speed than you probably anticipated. You sort of like fling it open, and as you look on the other side, you see impaled on the spike just on the other side of the door, some sort of twisted, almost melted flesh just begins to like claw the air in front of it. Its mouth gaping and open, spewing forth this like black vial from its mouth as it sees you.
Nope. Toss it.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an agility test. And add 2 to this, please. Because you are in a flooded room and footing is hard.
Add 2.
So you'll need to hit a 14 or higher to hit.
Well, I have a -3 to agility, so this should be just fantastic. So,
Okay.
so that's a 10. So that feels great.
Okay.
What? Literally 21, 2010. What is going on?
So you like sort of oh shit and like
Yeah.
like step back and like hurl this thing at it and it sort of explodes in the little almost like a sarcophagus we'll call it behind it that it's been sealed upon. And it ignores it and starts like trying to pull itself off as best it can, but is unmoving.
Nope. I'm just gonna start to kind of scrape and push the door.
So here's a question: how many grafts are in this room with us?
Yeah, there would be a probably one graft is like near behind him, and the other graft is slightly behind that, probably at the edge of the water.
Okay, I will give a graft a turn.
Yeah. So if the fleshy thing is making its move, graft prime, closest graft. Is going to try using one of their powers.
Oh.
It just claps their hands together and kind of fire begins to kind of burst from between their palms, and going to use palms open the southern gale against this thing, which I have here. Basically, it's a fireball.
Correct.
So I need to roll something for that, right?
Yes, a presence check.
Presence.
Yeah, it'd be a DR 12.
Okay. Well, that's a natural 1.
Oh.
Which is very bad, I know, from reading about powers.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, I'm gonna.
You know what? I'm gonna use another one of my opens just because I don't want to.
Oh, okay. No
It's
problem.
so. I got another graft actually.
You
I'm
do.
not gonna
You
worry
do.
about it.
Actually,
I got a second graft.
Guess who does it?
go ahead and roll
I-
me a D20.
Yeah, because I do want to see what we get from this because it's
Sure.
very.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Oh, it's a 2.
A 2. This is kind of funny. You feel fine. It's fine. And in game terms, you've postulated with a magical STD. Those intimate with you will die of the plague within 1d4 days. Then rise as woeful weeping zombies who track you down in their dreams before finding you in reality.
This game is so fucking weird.
It's so weird. So I assume the power just like fizzles.
It fizzles, correct.
Uh,
And you will
Grab-
take D2 HP of damage.
okay.
I don't know if Savvy
not
wants
much.
to use her special die or not, or if you have it.
You want to roll for me? I don't have a D2 here.
I can. What? 2.
Okay, take 2 hit points of damage.
Luckily, it's not enough to kill me. Just barely.
Are you at 0 now, or?
I'm at 1.
Okay.
I had 3.
Okay.
Yay, one club.
It's like I had to get damage to get to 1. Was it frail and weak? Okay.
I have so few hit points.
I don't know, right?
What do you got,
Okay.
like 14 over there?
I have 8.
Still a fuck ton.
You said the other graft is in the other room currently?
Yeah, was like at the precipice still.
Okay. I guess that gives me a turn then.
Sure.
Let's see. Duval. Make me an agility check, please.
Sure.
Or for defense.
What about my split mail, sir?
It will reduce damage for you, I believe.
Okay, is that after? It also gives me. It's also a DR4 on agility tests.
Okay.
Or DR +4, I should say. So, but
So
I guess
you'll
first
be-
agility.
Be easier to hit then.
Yay. Well, it won't matter because actually that's a 15 on the die, -3, so that's a 12.
That would be a failure. Do you wish to spend any omens?
Considering my 1 hit point, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I would just like to what else can I do besides?
You can re-roll. You can reduce the damage by a d6, I believe. Damage dealt by
Okay.
d6. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, considering that, I will do that. Plus, my armor reduces it by a d6 as well. So
Okay.
I will whatever you got reduce by 7.
Okay. You will take no damage as like this thing like leers back and like as it opens its maw, like this like almost beam of energy comes shooting forth of like black necrotic looking almost vapor comes flying towards you, but you are able to absorb the pain.
The power of Christ compels you.
And I will say the other two probably do hear some sort of commotion at this point, so
Safecraft will also be like,
And
there's
also-
something happening.
yeah. So, 3 of you.
I guess I need to track their hit points separately too.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Probably.
So, whatever order you all want to go in, it would be currently be your initiative order. So,
Considering what just happened, and I think because I went first, I'll go ahead and take the top. And I'm actually going to, considering my recent near-death experience, I'm going to have Booby take a shot at this thing.
okay,
It's a 14 on the die.
that's a hit.
Cool. That's a 5 on the damage.
5 on the damage, and I will reduce by 1. So I'll take 4 points of damage.
Okay. And since I'm, wasn't able to move the stone door, I'm gonna back up and since I only have one of my bombs left, I'll take out my bow and I'll try to shoot it.
Okay. So that'll be your next turn then.
Yeah.
And it, by the way, as long as you hit 12 or higher, unless I say otherwise, you'll hit your target or miss the target.
Okay. So Booby going is it in replacement of me going?
I'm sorry?
So instead of so my dog and I don't have separate initiatives?
Oh yeah, you can do your dog with the same initiative turn. It's fine.
Okay. Cuz I was going to shoot now. I can't shoot now?
I thought you were attacking. I'm sorry.
No, that was the dog.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can take
yeah.
your turn.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, you're fine. That's a 13 on the die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my bow and arrow is. But hey, okay. Is that? I guess that's hits. Unless there's a.
Yes.
Do I have a negative?
You
I
would
think
be
all attacks are strength, right?
no, because he's using a bow, so he uses
Yeah.
presence.
Oh, okay. So then a 14 on a 14 to hit then. So that's another 3.
Okay.
On top of that.
I reduced that by 1, so I take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And I guess it would lead us to graft A or B. I'm not sure which one. So
Hurt graft.
hurt graft. We can tell them apart finally, right?
Finally.
I mean, graft only has the one thing, so I guess it's gonna try to use this fire attack again
Okay.
because it went so well the first time.
Right.
That is a 20, natural 20,
Nice.
Yay.
Beautiful.
just up and down.
Okay.
So it's 1d2 targets take a d8
Okay.
damage. Do I need to roll for the number of targets to see if it gets allies, or do I need
Well,
to just
well-
go with one?
We'll say in this case, since I'm not 100% clear on this, if you roll a d2 and if you roll a 2, then you can attack twice for that. You can roll damage
Oh.
twice.
Okay. All right.
Since it's not really
That's
clear
a-
about that.
That's a 1.
Okay.
So a d8 damage. This applies the normal crit rules of double damage.
Yeah, we'll say it's a double damage for this.
So that's a 6. So that'd be 12.
Ouch. Okay. It is still barely kicking, but still kicking.
Oof.
It's a tough critter. Okay, so that will leave
Other
us...
Graf just moves aside to let Katla.
Okay.
I would love to run in.
Okay, Katla.
Yeah,
Big
Vagel
femur.
100% is not standing in your way.
I'll run in with the big femur.
All right.
Swing it.
Bang.
Picture a big dinosaur bone. Like some monstrous,
Yeah.
I rolled a 12.
That will definitely be hit.
Where's my 8? That is 5 damage.
Okay, I reduce that by 2. And that will be enough to finish this thing off. You just sort of walk in there and club it across the face and just
Like
like
T-ball.
yeah. Just a splatter of blood and gore against the stone door that it was hung against.
You started without me.
We loosened it up for you.
Our apologies.
So that was a bad choice with the door.
Yeah.
He says like
No,
a
yeah.
sarcophagus, so there isn't like a room beyond
Correct.
that. It's just like
Correct.
There isn't, or there is. I missed.
There's another door right next to it, a wooden door, which is like partially submerged from the water in the room.
Gotcha.
A little bit rotten. It's barely hanging on to its hinges, it looks like currently.
Do you want to try that other wooden door first, or do you want to just say fuck it?
I mean, we're already here.
Just to put another plan B, right back there behind the gilded box, so to speak, there is a hole in the wall, and it appears to be maybe the sewers are on the other side. I'm not sure if that leads in or out, but just making sure that we're all aware of the situation.
Fair enough.
Fair. I guess the question is where the Troll King got off to.
Yeah, I was kind of, thinking we were gonna run into him by now.
I kind of hope we don't.
I think that's a fair thing to think. Yeah.
Did y'all find anything in that box that might be valuable enough for us to pay off our debt?
I got a pocket full of sunshine.
What does that mean?
No, it's literally, and he takes it out. He's like, "See, it's a pocket full of sunshine."
How much do you think that's worth?
Can I take a shot at just roughly looking at what this appraisal?
Sure.
I mean, come on.
Let's see here. Give me a presence roll.
My only plus stat, 19.
19. You would estimate to the right person it's probably worth a couple hundred silver pieces.
Hey, that's something.
Yeah, that's something. Along with the bottles of urine, we're talking like 201, 202.
Maybe
Really
2 or
think-
3.
You really think that, considering all the silver that we found covered in shit, that thing, the little thing of piss, is worth at least 1 silver piece? And people are literally throwing their money away.
People will buy very strange things depending on where they think it came from.
See, we call it the Troll King's piss. Market.
Ah, shit. That's fucking smart. Maybe you do have some strategery after all.
Plan. See? But we still have to get out of here.
Right. Yeah, there's that. All right.
So do you want to know what's behind the door?
I really want to know what's behind the door.
I
Yeah,
kicked
me
the
too.
door.
Okay. So you're opening the flooded door, correct?
Yes.
The other one that's in this room, I should say. Huh?
Yes.
Prepared to
Okay.
run if there's something that's gonna kill us.
Okay, so you
One bomb left.
you throw open this door. It's not hard. It's barely hanging on to the hinges as it is. And it sort of like just like collapses to its side as you press it open. And what you see ahead of you is just waist-high sewage going on for at least 30 feet. And you can see on the other side of it there's another wooden door at the far end. Other than that, nothing else really to this room. Just a flooded corridor.
Keep
I feel like I've
going,
waded
go back.
through enough sewage today.
We should see what that bell is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could try that.
Think it's dinner?
I take moving bodies over wading through sewage.
Yeah. Really low standards.
Are you talking of me?
You are the very definition. And I mean that as a compliment.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We
Moving
go
to
try to find the door.
Okay. So you move back into the nave, heading towards the stack of bodies that are piled ahead of this wooden door with a large X marked across them. You could either move the bodies or sort of like step over top of them and open the door. It's really up to you all what you'd like to do.
Oh, yeah, if we can move over top of them, just go.
Okay.
Scramble up.
All right.
Okay, so who's going first? Katla, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, so Katla, you sort of crawl up on top of these bodies, the flesh giving way beneath your feet, and pop the door open. What you see appears to be a very simple stone room, aside from a large pipe organ that dominates the west wall. You see in front of it, sort of sitting in a nice, neat little row, the skeletal figure of something. They're wearing these ceremonial robes. They seem to be like neatly pressed with their hands across their chest, like facing the organ. Unmoving currently with their heads tipped back. To the northwest corner of this, you see iron stairs that seem to spiral up further up into the tower that you probably saw outside. Otherwise, there's nothing else in this room. You can hear the ding above you.
I found some stairs and a dead guy.
Well, one way to go, eh?
Yeah, I wonder how he went.
Maybe he played very badly.
Why don't you go see if maybe in a previous, situation, maybe a femur went through the back of his skull or something.
Okay. I'm gonna go check it out.
You gonna check one of the bodies out?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a presence roll.
Okay. That's a 4.
A 4. As you're staring across them, you don't see any hints of any damage to like the skeletal parts of it itself. There's no heads bashed in. There's no like holes punctured into it. There's no cut marks across it. Even with your 4, you don't see any reason they would have perished other than perhaps of age.
Nope, seems like they were just bad at living.
That's a shame.
Do we want to...
Or were they good at dying?
Oh.
Listen, I'm too old for this. My joints are starting to hurt.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm fine. Nothing you need to worry about.
No, old. OLD. Age.
Oh,
How old are you?
how old am I? Thought you were
Yeah.
asking how I am like right now.
Yeah, I mean, yes and yes.
Older than I was when we got in here. Do we want to look upstairs, see who's ringing the bell?
Yes.
Or if it leads out.
That too.
I'm
Shall I go
58.
first?
Are we headed up to the bell tower?
Yep.
Okay. You ascend the steps one by one, that clinging of the metal with each footstep. When you get to the top, you see the broken, almost like crown of the building, where it's fallen long ago, and you sort of like stare up into the blackness of this almost like cavern that's sort of encompassing the whole area. But you see hanging from like a I don't know what word I'm trying to use here, like a plank almost. There's this heavy bell which has all sorts of inscriptions upon it, almost unintelligible script that's been carved into it. And on either side of it, you see the long ropes, and on each side, two like ghostly figures pulling the bell, ringing it slowly back and forth. That's all that's in this room. 4 ghostly figures pulling on a rope, ringing this bell indefinitely.
Well, let's not bother them. They seem to be quite preoccupied.
Yeah, they seem pretty focused on what they're doing. Plus, you can't really hit a ghost with a femur to death, I don't think.
How do you know?
Fair. That wasn't a challenge.
Oh, then I misunderstood.
I mean, if you want to, but
Raph's good downstairs. Start helping each other
Okay.
back down the steps.
and there's nothing else other than that. Okay,
Nothing
cool.
else up here.
All right. Well, that was surprisingly uneventful.
So how do we leave?
I think we should try the sewers the way you
Through
were...
the shit?
No, you said there was a hole in the back.
Oh,
of the...
oh, yes, a hole.
Is
Come
the
on.
sunshine enough for us to all pay? Bing.
I think the sunshine, the ring, the
Oh, right.
what else do we have?
The piss bottles.
The piss. I don't want to forget the piss bottles. Troll King piss.
We got that mirror too.
The mirror.
That's right.
Ah.
That's right. Yeah.
We're
kind
covered.
of scary.
We're covered.
We should just go.
And if not, we bring Bing down here. Then we know what happens then.
Plan C.
3.
Plan
Right.
3C, 3C,
3C.
C3.
I
PO.
am not very good with numbers or letters, but I'm starting to feel like your organization system doesn't make sense.
You're right.
But
It doesn't.
okay, I see what you're doing there. I see it. All 3 of you, I see it. Let's go. Let's go back
4?
through the shit. 4.
There's 4 of us.
But the one graft does agree with me. See, got that graft on my side.
I don't think that's actually true.
They told me. Don't worry about it. We were talking
I'm
while
pretty
you.
sure
You're hurt. You're hurt. Listen, you say things out of being hurt. You're probably delusional right now.
Are you saying that they had some sort of concussion?
I'm saying that they got really hurt and they're barely hanging on for dear life. And the other graft and I were speaking. They agree the C3 plan works. Here we go.
Are you gaslighting?
Definitely.
Because even I know what that is.
We don't need any gaslighting while we're down here in the sewers. We don't want a pocket of sewer air to explode.
No, that would be very dangerous. You're
Yes,
right.
very dangerous.
You're
So no
right.
fireballs around the fecal matter, please.
I do still have one bomb.
Okay, can we fuck off, please?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know
Did
why
I say something? No.
we're
I don't
discussing the
think you
C3
did.
plan. Let's go.
We were walking and talking.
Okay, so you all went back downstairs.
Yep.
And you're going to the hole in the wall, is that correct?
Yes.
That's what we should have named the bar.
Damn, you're right.
So
Fuck.
you go to look through this hole, and it's not really large enough to like slip through, at least currently. Maybe if you try to pull some of the stone away that's collapsed around it, you might be able to push yourself that way. And you're like staring into it, and you really don't see much else but darkness. But you definitely have a stench. And the sewer stench is definitely there, but there's also another stench. Perhaps one of like rotting corpses beyond.
What do you think? We'll just chuck the last grenade in there?
Yeah, it smells perfectly fine to me. I don't. What's going on?
But you can see though, right?
I can see the fecal matter. Yes, no big deal.
You know what? Seems good. Why don't you head in there?
Good idea.
We're
Okay.
right behind you.
Plan 3C.
Yeah, right behind me. Okay, let us be off. Whatever. Bagel goes in.
Going to blow a hole in the wall, or what?
Do you want me to take your gas bomb and blow the hole?
You know what? Sure. Apparently, I'm shit at it at throwing them anyway. After you.
This is where narrator voice comes in. Little did he know. All right, so Vagel will try to squeeze through the hole, and his plan is when he gets on the other side to like back away and throw the bomb at the bottom of the hole to expand it.
For first things, you're not going to be able to crawl through this. It's not large enough to crawl through.
Oh, it's not large.
Right.
It's
So
all-
you would need to have to either blow it open or just tear the boulders loose from around it. It's just a collapsed wall with a hole in it that you can barely see past.
Oh, okay. Whatever. All right, Vagel will try to move enough boulders to get through. Strength,
Yes.
my -1. I'm sure this will work well. Oh, I rolled a 1. I rolled a 2. It subtracted a 1. It's an old
Okay.
throwing injury. Happens all the time.
So it's not a crit fail then.
Yeah.
God, that would have been just.
Okay. Okay. So you begin to like move these rocks away, and as you're pulling them free, and you're starting to see like some of the opening become more visible, you hear a shudder from the wall, and all of a sudden you see the rocks coming cascading down on you as you loose them to free.
Yeah. As that happens, Vagel is turned around to you all, going, "Look, everybody! I almost have it."
And you're going to take 2 points of damage.
He's a flesh wound.
Oh.
And as you all like watch like this wall collapse on top of him, and the light from you all beginning to flood into the chamber beyond, what you see is a room just full of sewage, and it's like bubbling and gurgling, almost as if gases are escaping from beneath. And laying on a broken bed of masonry and bodies that have just been thrown upon it, and soiled ceremonial robes, you see the figure of Niduk, who's like slowly lifting himself off the bed, looking at the now hole in his wall, with angry eyes. You hear the
I think we made a wrong turn.
It was 2 lefts and a right.
Ooh.
We took 2 rats to the left.
Ah.
We'll just head back.
I see you're. Yep, I see you're asleep, resting comfortably in the fecal matter.
Oh, look, there's something over there, far away from here.
Yeah, our lives.
He like reaches down into this like mess of sewage and like grabs up a rock like probably larger than your head and just like heaves it in your direction.
Which one of us?
Well, you're the one that was like standing talking at the doorway, so
I know. I couldn't even say it with a straight face.
He's just plugging the wall. No big deal. Like,
so
fine.
give me a
Agility, I'm assuming.
yes. So you want to roll agility DR12 at least.
All right. So that's a 5. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna use
Okay.
an omen.
Sure.
Troll King's actually got really good general contractors.
That's a 14. So
Okay.
I beat a DR12. Yes.
Yes. So
Okay.
you just narrowly step out of the way as like this boulder really comes flying out of this hole and past the rest of the group, smashing and rolling down this altar steps. And Niduk begins to rise and move towards the now large gaping hole in his once wonderful wall.
I run.
So Katla, I was totally lying. I'm definitely a coward. I start to run.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we should go.
Statla?
Oh.
Nah, man, I'm gonna jump on him and try to rip
Yeah.
out his throat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was so hoping you were going to do that.
Make them beautiful attacks.
That's a 17.
That definitely hits.
That is 6 damage.
Okay.
Deep.
6 damage. And
30.
I reduce it by 1, so that'll be 5 damage. Okay. So you have struck the Troll King. You just see like the blood splatter, and even like as you're watching, you can see like the wound slowly stitching in front of you. Everybody else is
Challenge.
taken off and running. Is that correct?
This graft hasn't run yet.
Either or.
The grafts will try to back her up.
Okay.
I guess launching some more fire at him.
Okay. Give me that presence roll.
Okay. Graft 1. That's 14.
Okay. And it's activated.
So that is 5 points
Okay.
of damage.
Okay. I'll reduce that by 1. All right. Graft dose.
2. That's a 16.
That also hits.
For 4 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, we have the other two. Unless you're still fleeing there, Jacob.
Right? Like, which priest is running faster? You don't have to be.
Your whole
first.
1 hit point.
You just don't want to be last. With my 1 hit point. Oh boy. Yeah, considering like one of them, like one of the grass stayed behind. I'm still getting I'm still running away, but I'll turn around and I'll shoot my bow.
Okay.
All right, not 19. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably gonna do it.
It will.
It's 3 points
Okay.
of damage.
Reduced by 2, so you do 1 point of damage.
All right. Now it's your turn, girl. But then come back because we're getting the fuck out of here. And I'll have Booby go up and try to like nip at like the legs and try to take him off balance. But do a
Okay.
little bit of damage too.
Okay.
Natural 16.
All right.
It's maximum 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, actually, sorry, I did that wrong. It's supposed to be a D4. Sorry,
No, it's all right.
3.
Okay.
I got excited.
Reduced by 2, so that's 1 point of damage.
Ew.
So you all are just sort of like just small
Like a net.
cuts. Yeah, it seems like the wounds are almost closing as fast as you can, cause them.
Yeah. Nope. That was stupid. Yeah. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Nathan, is there anything for your turn here?
Yeah, Vagel goes to turn to run, and as he's going down, Katla's coming up. He sees Katla doing, basically jumping in the air and calling on this thing, and everybody else attacking. He's like, well, have the faith. And he turns around and takes that pocket full of that sunshine vial and wants to hurl it at the Troll King.
Okay,
Nice.
go for it.
I don't have any clue what it does. We'll see what happens. Agility?
Yes.
Plan C to the third
Okay,
power.
so I'm going to re-roll that. That's a 10. I don't like that. 14.
Okay. So you strike the Troll King with this vial. And as this dust begins to spread, it's just like a blinding light begins to fill the room, and you can see him like rearing back as like the light's blinding him at this point. Having been a creature of darkness for so long, most of his existence, he's taken back and just flinching back into the darkness of his cave, unable to escape this brightness.
Vagel's just standing there like he didn't expect that to even work, so he's kind of dumbfounded.
Okay. Let's see. So the Troll King is going to blindly lash out. Let's see. How many targets does he have in front of him?
3, right?
We have, I know the dog, Katla.
One. Yep.
Who's the third one?
Grab.
Graft was I don't there's no like range or anything, so I don't know how close Graft had to be
Okay.
for the
But I think
fireballs.
Vagel is within something. If he's gonna reach out, Vagel is not
Yeah.
too far away. So Vagel's probably the third one.
I'm totally fine with both Grafts being involved in this as well too.
See who's gonna die.
It's the dog.
No!
Give me a defense roll for maybe.
Oh no! I'm so sad. Oh my god. Okay. It's a D20, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 13 on the die.
That will hit, unfortunately.
He has a lot more hit points than me, so we'll see what happens.
That is going to be 10 points of damage to Booby.
Not even. Fuck.
So I'd say like
Fuck.
in the confusion of like probably like stepping back and like he just like lifts his foot and just like pastes this poor animal against the stone. So there's like a squishing of the cracking of bone, and like it lifts his foot back up, and there's just like strings of like flesh and blood. The dog is going.
And like there is an absolute just no, and he's gonna do something really stupid, and he's going to close. He's gonna close distance. He's not happy with that.
Okay.
Fuck.
So who's going to go first, or your turn order, or all? Really up to y'all.
Yeah, Katla, since you were up first.
Sure. I am, because I'm right up there. I'm gonna swing the big femur and try to just take a chunk right out of his face.
Okay.
Uh, 16.
Yep. You're good on that hit.
And that's gonna be 6 damage.
Ooh. Okay. Reduced only by 1, unfortunately for me. Okay, he's looking pretty hurt. He's like stepping back and like this like thud as that spike goes into the side of its body.
Yeah.
So now it's like angry and in pain. Who wants to go next?
Owen, is that you?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, go for it.
No, you.
Oh, me? Yeah.
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 You're
Scrimming
the one on the
Turner.
vengeance
Yeah,
track
that's
right
fair.
now.
That's totally fair. Yeah. I'm
Path of
just,
Vengeance Paladin.
100%. Yeah. I'm like, I'm fucking Legolas. Like, I'm just like, fucking going after it. I shit you fucking not. That's another natural 20.
All right.
Golden Snitch is saying, "What's up?" That's gonna be, oh, and then I roll a 1 on the side. So that's
Okay, so that's 2 points of damage. But luckily with a crit, his armor does go down a tier, so he has no damage reduction now.
Yay! Can I say I shot him in the eye?
Absolutely. He's already blind in it, so. But hey, still looks good.
Samesies.
Yep.
Cool. Guess that's me.
Alright. Graft is just gonna. Graft's got 1 power left, so just gonna use the. Do 1 more fireball.
Ooh.
Cool.
While you're rolling that, quick question.
Ooh.
Would I have been able to use an omen to increase the damage?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You
Just
can,
checking.
You can lower damage dealt, or you can actually deal max damage with 1 attack if you spend an omen.
Oh, well,
So-
in that case, why not? Feels appropriate, right?
Is that one you have to pay for before, or can you pay it afterward?
They don't really say either way. So I guess in this case, since we don't know, let's just go with the rule of cool.
So instead of 2 damage, that's would have been 6, which is double, which is 12.
Okay. That's a lot of damage. He is still up, but he's hurting bad.
Yeah.
I rolled bad, so I'm using omen to reroll.
Perfect.
That's much better. It's a 19.
Mm-hmm.
So roll damage. That's 3.
3 damage. Okay. Still kicking.
And since Graft's out of power, I guess the other one's just gonna try to hit him with a staff.
Okay.
Which can't possibly go bad. That's a 9.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, that will miss.
My turn?
That's all I got.
Mhm.
So Vega will run in behind everyone. He dons his hat, which is it's a top hat that goes up real tall, and the top of it actually flaps in the wind as he's running, and he puts it on, and that will make him harder to hit in combat. A defensive DR 10 or whatever it is.
Okay.
But then he pulls out a much smaller femur bone, almost in the shape of like a small hammer, and will try to attack our new friend.
Okay.
And I will fail miserably. That's an 8,
Okay.
as he's wont to do. So he is full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Alrighty. Perfect. Which brings us to the Troll King's turn. Okay. Well, I passed my morale. We'll make an attack. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 targets, I believe. Yeah, it's against you, mate. I need you to make me a defense roll, please.
Okay. It's agility. Yes, defense. Okay. It asked me just submit That doesn't make sense. So I roll agility. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I hit defense, it asked me what the damage type was.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
So that's an 11.
Okay. I believe that passes with your
Oh yeah.
cloak.
While wearing this holy hat, the priest's vile body fades, becoming hard to hit in combat. Defense DR 10.
Yep. So
Sweet.
you evade the Troll King's strike as it like swings wildly towards your direction, and like the wall explodes just above your head, rains down like pieces of rock and dust. So it brings us back to our favorite fanged deserter.
I yell that I have him on the run.
I don't think you know what that means. I say through tears.
Here we go. Just swing the femur at him.
Go for it.
Okay.
Oh. 13?
It will hit.
Yes. Can I? What can I spend omens on?
You can deal max damage.
I can do max damage?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do, I won. I haven't used it. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like those gifts you see of the cat. I can has max
I
damage.
can.
Yeah, I could have had
I
max.
can has
I can
max.
has 8
I
damage.
can
please?
has max. Yes, you can. And you can also let me know how does Katla dispose of the Troll King.
Perfect.
I'm going to take the femur with the spike through it in both hands, swing it around, and sort of connect with his knees, like bring him down to one knee, and then hop up, sort of boom, 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 and run up and get on his shoulders, and then just bring it down and just crack it down on top of his skull.
Oh, nice. So there's that crunch as the brain matter is exposed to the air as Niduk, the Troll King, lays dead upon the stone of his own palace.
I am the Troll King now.
That
know,
checks out.
Yep. I don't see any objections.
Nope. I vote for you. I vote. You have my
Yeah.
vote. But in case others don't, we probably want to get yeah.
You want to take his head?
Yes.
That's gotta be worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can someone help me pick up Booby? I'm not leaving her down here.
Yeah. So I have a power that can do something.
Oh.
I have a scroll of telekinesis,
Hmm.
so I can actually telekinesis the pup out.
All right. That's weird and macabre, and I'm here for it.
It's more like scooping, I think, at this point.
Yeah. I wasn't again A and C. I wasn't. It wasn't
A and C and 3, right?
C and 3. Okay.
To the
So
third power.
just the graphs will also kind of sift around to see if there's anything else valuable.
Okay.
The choking.
Okay. So, not in the room that you're currently in, nor in Niduk's room itself, but the other door that leads out of this room. You do find the treasure of the Troll King, which would be a good 800 silver pieces that's just sort of been thrown into a pile, haphazardly scattered across the ground. And you find it sitting in front of a throne, but a small throne. Definitely not one that could fit Niduk.
Katla, I think this is your throne now.
Yep.
Great.
You want us to just like carry you out of here on it?
I do not believe you capable of this.
No, I don't think I am either.
Damn, if we had used that telekinesis on that would have been pretty righteous, Al.
So with enough rest and enough castings of your
can.
power, you'd have a whole army to carry her out here with.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
we take a nap here, and then Graft creates like 7 more grafts.
And so my scroll, actually, I have 4 uses of it. It just
Oh, shit.
simply says move an object up to 1d10 times 10 feet for 6 minutes. So I can
snap.
kind of,
Eventually, yeah.
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 Okay. I know we're getting late on time here, so do you want to do like a little wrap up here? Like,
Sure.
what a week from now, where do we see each of our characters? How's that sound? Where do we find Katla in 1 week's time?
On back down to live as the Troll King.
Amazing.
Fuck yeah.
So you sit upon your new throne deep in the sewers. Love it. How about How about you, Duval?
So, Philbin, after spending the time to mourn his loss, will essentially find out if there are any other trolls like it, and essentially become the John Wick versus the troll versus future troll kings, not named Katla, because we're allies and stuff or whatever. So like, we'll long term, we'll probably rely on her to give me some intel, and then my revenge will be ever quenching.
Amazing.
I will become the only troll king.
There you go. And then eventually, after some time, I'll get a new dog, and then John Wick 2 will happen.
So one of the Grafts will have perished in a week's time, unless Graft has decided to cast more of the spells.
Yeah, I think it's the week time, then the two of them are sitting there playing the guitars together, and it's just, you gotta know when to hold up. And as soon as they get to the die in your sleep, one of them just keels over, and the other one just keeps playing.
All right, where do we find? Was it Vackle?
Yeah, Vagel is probably not in that town anymore. He's kind of taken his reprise of this town and moved on. But the last shot of him is just like the first shot of him, which is in some rundown dungeon jail somewhere where he's gotten himself into another scrape, and is just sitting behind the bars, proselytizing to whoever he can about the one faith, or the she who greets, or he who comes next, or whatever faith he decides to talk to someone about at the time, eating crappy food, and talking about how he once helped, was with a group that failed the Troll King, and about this new troll goddess.
Beautiful. And I'd say, not too long, directly actually after the final strike upon the Troll King, off in the shadows, inside the room beyond your all sight, the heir watches as his father and the king is laid waste before him, and sees a new, I guess we'll call it, regent over the sewers, and vows vengeance against Katla, vowing to retake its throne at any cost. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and end our story for this evening. If you'd like to, really quick, maybe we could just go around one last time, let people know, where they can find you at, if you got anything going on. And you are free to ask me any question you want about tonight's adventure, something like curious, like what was that about, or something, or whatever you want to do. Let's go in reverse order this time. Nathan, why don't you go first?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Nathan, use he, him pronouns, and I can be found at Not Another Nate on Twitter. That's basically where I'm at right now, taking a break while we're doing some moving and stuff like that, so haven't GM'd anything or been in any other streams at this point. Who knows for the future, without a hold, working on some things, so we'll just play it by ear. For me, this is really cool to do. It was neat to be able to see this kind of these different systems and how we're running through things. I guarantee I will wake up in the middle of the night with a question about why did this happen or what was this, and so I'll shoot you a message at some point in time. But right now, I had a heck of a time with this group. It's always cool to meet new people and get to hang out with new people, and a new game, and being run in such a cool way. So I just appreciate the experience.
Wonderful. Val.
Hello everyone, once again I'm Val, at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me over on Savannah Nice channel, Game Nights, where my schedule, I stream there Thursday through Sundays, either running games, playing in them. We do have a finale for one of the games I'm running on Saturday. It's a game called Saturday Night's Star Power. We're playing Overarms, which is like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like Shaman King inspired role-playing game. It's a lot of fun. We're wrapping up our season 1, so come hang out with us there at 8. And the only thing that I want to know is does Graft have to go fight a lich at some point or suffer some like terrible fate?
The fate is that Graft will never die, never heal until the wish that was stolen has been fulfilled.
Wow.
I could have played this game a lot more reckless.
Yeah.
But you never
see,
know.
now, that makes me want to ask what mine was. I forgot all about that part.
Never die, never heal.
Right.
That could be terrible.
Right.
So you're pretty much just damned to like die over and over and over and over again, always coming back to
Yeah.
life.
Graf does eventually like make an army of Grafs too, and like
Yeah.
he goes out. To,
How could
have
you
to.
not?
He grafs
you
them.
have to.
For sure.
Huh?
He grafts them.
He grafs
them.
them. Yeah. they graft them.
Jesus.
All right, Duval.
I'll mute now.
Yeah. Good evening again. Yep. Duval King Jacob here. He can pronouns. Typically, you can find me as one of the co-founders of the Amphitheater. We stream currently on Tuesdays, sometimes on Thursdays. We just wrapped up a 2-part Honey Heist adventure, which was absolute chaos. It was super fun. We're gonna do a 3 or 4 shot of some D&D, and then we'll be jumping into our new 5e campaign titled Astral Skies. So come and check that out. Twitch.tv/the Amphitheater. Follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. And as always, the DM for Duval and Dragons over on Somatic Games' channel every other Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So not this Sunday, next Sunday, episode 21. And it's based off of a bunch of this stuff, which Chrono Trigger. And lastly, on Saturday, this coming Saturday, actually 2 things. Friday, we'll be doing a one-shot on Nix's channel for he's running into some issues, and so we're going to support him. So come and hang out. It just got tweeted out like literally while we were live, so just go to my Twitter because I don't remember the name of it, the name of the Twitch channel. And then Saturday, I'll be running a game in the afternoon on So Many Games for Helping Hard Hands, which is another charity stream where we raise a bunch of money and then we don't even tell the person that it's happening, and then suddenly they have money in their Ko-fi. It's really fucking cool. So I can't wait. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Any question for the night?
Oh yeah, I did. So actually 2.
Okay.
The people that we killed. Who are they? Well, what did we fuck up?
The people that you killed?
Yeah. The finger necklace person, and then the person in the church that we straight up assassinated.
Okay, so the first one is called the Finger Collector. Basically, he just goes around clearing the sewers out, collecting fingers. But he is also surrounded by a swarm of spores, which will take over the person should they fail their roll. Sadly. So it's pretty much an insta-death kind of deal. So you got lucky on your roll, didn't die right off the bat in the middle of the adventure.
Nice.
So the other person, sadly, when the Troll King said he couldn't kill him, it's because he too was cursed by one of the coins. So he's damned to try to repeat it over and over again. So every time the Troll King kills him, he comes back to life again, and just becomes a general nuisance altogether. But he's a collector of weird things as he's slowly gone crazy over the years, being down in the sewers.
So that's interesting. Nice. So maybe some future adventuring.
Absolutely. And Savvy.
Hi, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me, like Val said, on our channel, twitch.tv/game nights, Thursday through Sunday. On Sunday afternoons, I run a game over there. We actually just had our season 1 finale of the Monster of the Week game that I run over there. And we're taking a little break and we're going to be playing Basin, which is a fun sort of Nordic horror role-playing game, still monster hunting, but in a little bit of a different setting. So very excited.
Nice.
It was also made by Stockholm
Get
Cartel
started.
too.
Nice.
It was,
same
yeah.
people.
So
Nice.
it's really fun if you're familiar with like Tales from the Loop or anything like that. It runs
Yeah, I love Tales from
very
the Loop.
similarly. So that's gonna be really fun. And then you can find me also on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/lbhackemup, playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's where I am at that right now. I have a question.
Okay.
Because I want to know if there was anything going on with the ghosts in the bell tower.
Oh yeah.
Yes, actually, yes. The ghost and the bell tower were very, very, very important, actually. Their job in Undeath was to actually keep a dead god sleeping. Should you have bothered or disturbed them, their ringing would have ceased and the dead god would have arisen once more. And that could have been really bad for the world. We would have had to decide just exactly how that would have affected things, and it would have been an instant misery would have been inflicted. So.
Aw, damn.
Hey, we didn't fuck it up.
Didn't fuck it up.
We didn't end the world, guys.
Yay.
What a fucking shame.
Damn it.
Right?
Oh.
Disappoint.
All right.
There's always next time.
There's always next time.
Everybody's gonna kill the world. It's me.
All right, so I guess that's that. I guess it just leaves me. I've been Saevrick. I've been your game master, your best friend this evening. What do I got going on? Nothing really. I think tomorrow and next Thursday I'll be over on Wandering DM's channel where we'll be playing Metahumans Rising. I've never played the system. I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's like comic book people. So I'm going to find out. Otherwise, that's all I have going on. Any last comments or anything you all want to say before we head out for the evening?
Thanks for inviting us to
Thank
play.
you.
No problem.
That
No
was
problem.
awesome.
We usually end streams over here at twitch.tv/Saevrick. Usually a big fuck you to somebody. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, Hannah's not here.
Hannah.
So what are we going to do? Well, first thing we'll do what we normally do because I typically set it up. So just in case you forgot, Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, and trans rights are human rights. If you don't believe that, go fuck yourself. So there you go.
Yep.
Keep it simple, you know.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say fuck Mark Ruffalo for going back on his tweet. Sorry, that just kind of pissed me off. Let me, say something that actually is like on the right side of things, and then immediately pull back because of pressure. So
Yeah.
Mark,
Yep.
fuck you. Anybody else want to get in on this action before we call it a night?
Oh, let's see. Who?
I love this part.
Oh, fuck the DMV. I was there for 3.5 hours, and they were like, no, that form that you put in 11 years ago, we don't have it. And I'm like, do you have it? What the fuck are you guys have the fucking database, dude? Fuck you guys.
I had to deal with them recently too. Fuck them. Still waiting on my driver's license in the mail. After waiting 3 weeks to get a copy of my birth certificate from the courthouse from the county I was born at.
Oh, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally got it. I've been driving without a driver's license in my pocket for a month now. So that's not a bad thing. Nothing I can do about it, though.
Right.
Okay, I guess with that, everybody have a great night, a great weekend, and take care of each other, love each other. We'll see you around.
Peace.
Bye.